Excellent. That music is too loud in my ears. Don't want to have too much music. Probably inaudible now, but who cares? I guess that's just what that looks like now. Okay, fine. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Variable Productivity live stream. I am your host, Rodalus, the Too-Whistlant. Today we're going to be doing some work in Unity because I don't know how to use it, and I'm trying to learn. So, I figured because I'm working on a game project, and we're moving towards that whole getting the game to work thing, part of this thing, on Unity, we have people who are specializing in this particular part of the process, but I wanted to get some work in, strengthen my understanding of Unity, and be able to help with any sort of problems that might come up with my models being ported into Unity and animations being ported into Unity, because everything's being modeled and animated in Blender and then ported in later. I know this is possible to do. I have seen it. I've watched it. So now I've got to apply it, and that's the plan for today's stream. We're gonna take some models, not from the game project per se, but just some models that I already have that I'm pretty certain work, and just sort of try to apply that to the game engine itself. Let me know if this music is too loud, because it seems to be, it's pumping, it's bumping. I don't know how I feel about that. Any case, you get started real soon. Just need to, I see, that controls where it shows up. That red is not very easy to see, I don't think, either. It's sort of all over the place. We'll deal with it later. Turn it off. Not important. Let's lock it. Hey, that's pretty psychedelic. Whoo! Goodbye. Alright. So today, I'm going to be using Blaze the Cat to sort of test out, work with, because she's the most recent model that I've made. Not the most recent, but she's most bespoke. She doesn't have any excess materials. A lot of the time when I make models, I accidentally do this. I have excess materials that are just named like material 1 or 2. They're not applied to anything, and that can get confusing. For Blaze here, every single material has a name. Everything also has a texture applied to it. And it was all made very intentionally to be that thing that it is. So that's why I'm going to be using Blaze. I'm going to try to use her as an example of how to get a model to work in Unity. We're going to see. I might be consulting a couple of tutorials today to kind of get my my head wrapped around this whole concept. So the music might go off from time to time, but I'm going to be working with this pretty extensively, pretty expansively. So today is a Unity work day. It's the first of its kind. What I want to find out, though, is because Blaze is made like all the other character models that are in the game project, will certain things transfer over? Will all of the textures transfer over, first of all? I know that textures usually do. Oh, this is called material. That should not be called material. I never renamed it. See, this is exactly what I wanted to do, because I know that it gets confusing. Unity will conflate things, and stuff will get lost because it has the same name as something else. This is the only material with that name, but we should name it something else. So what we're going to do here first, before we go any further, is go in there and go like, type in Blaze Eye. Yeah, this is Blaze Eyes. Blaze Eyes. Blaze Eyes. From the makers of something else that you also are purported to like. And I was looking at some tutorials not too long ago regarding this thing, and it was saying, like, make sure that everything's centered, or the object is centered. These things aren't particularly important, but like stuff like this, and of course this is the Patreon version of Blaze, so I'm actually gonna have to save it as something else. So if I make any changes or edits to it, nobody who's on Patreon is all like, hey, what happened? Why'd you mess with it? Why'd you break it? And you'd be like, sorry, it was for science. But I'm gonna have to talk to Joe at some point about why in the world his Styx model or version of Styx is for some reason jet black. In any case, I think this is Shift Control Alt C. Yep, and geometry to 3D cursor. I mean origin. What I'm doing is I'm making sure everything is lined up so that not only the rig, but the objects inside of this scene here are all brought in properly. I might have to make it all one piece. I don't know about that yet. I hope not, but we'll see. We'll see. And if that is the case, then of course that'll be something that I have to apply to the other game character models. Blaze is not in the game. This is a test. All of this is testing. So Shift Control, no, Shift Control Alt C. Origin to 3D cursor here. We're doing this for every object so that everything rotates around this point, because that's where the rig is rotating around. I did the body and I did the jacket. We'll do that here. Shift Control Alt C. Origin to 3D cursor. And anything I learn here, I'm going to copy over to my other game program project files. There's that. There's her head. I believe, yeah, that's Blaze's head. Also, what are these materials even doing here? I don't need them in here for this. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Apparently those are used for that, so instead of naming them something different, I just whatever, made more materials, I guess. Oh, hello, welcome to Ethereal Obscenity. Good morning from Canada land. Well, it's good to see you too. Good morning? It's afternoon. Well, I guess it depends on where you live. I guess if you're living on the western side of Canada, you're 3 hours behind and it's only 9 in the morning. So, good morning, good afternoon from the eastern part of Americanium. That is what we call it. Actually, the country is called the United States. America is the name of the continent. I don't know why it is generalized that way, that we are called Americans, when that title could easily apply to anyone living on the continent of America. Doesn't matter. It truly doesn't. Shift Control Alt C. Origin to 3D cursor. There we go. That was that one. Now this one. Shift Control Alt C. I'm getting Blaze prepared to go on. If you hadn't heard my my opening monologue, I'm getting Blaze ready to go into Unity, because I wanted to do some testing with that today. I said it's going to be kind of interesting because I'm not entirely familiar with how that works. So it's going to be an exciting adventure for everyone to watch and laugh and point. It's going to be great. So you just hang on there. You just stick around. And we'll get going as soon as I feel comfortable with this. Alright, so I don't have any animations for Blaze. He doesn't have any. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save. I'm going to go File, and we're going to save as Blaze the Cat Unity. And we're going to put it someplace no one will ever find it. I kid, of course. Roadless Portal. Roadless Projects. Assets, resources, characters, and put that in there. Save as Blender file here. Oh wow, what? Okay, everything's fine. I was gonna say what happened, but it's okay. This is what I've learned so far. Okay, let's see here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, auto IK is on. That should not be the case. Not that it terribly matters. Oh, that will matter for people who are... Okay, so... That's not okay. If IK rigging is on, I want that turned off because that stuff gets saved and I really don't need that. People will be like, well, how come I can't control Blaze right? And be like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I am fool. That's perspective anyway. This is the original version of Blaze here. Tool. Turn off auto IK, absolutely. Okay. Then close it. Don't need it. Alright. Haha. Yeah. So the next thing that we want to do here, I think we're good. We don't need the camera. We don't need the light source because this model is not going to be rendered in Blender. It's going to be in Unity. And we're gonna just sort of like cut out all the excess stuff. So delete this. Oh, of course, there's no camera now, so you can't render, but that's fine. Like I said, not gonna need to. And okay, so we're gonna do it like a simple animation. I'm not 100%. I'm not like when it comes to animation. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy to talk to. Really, I'm not. It's unfortunate, but it's just the truth. I started early on when I started making Blender stuff. I did a few animations that I put on my YouTube page, but like I'm very basic with it. Action editor. Make a new one called Blaze. Gesture, I guess. It doesn't have a name. It's not a real animation. And it's just gonna be her like maybe dipping. I just want to see that it works. Hello, Alex McGee Gameplay. Welcome to the Variable Productivity live stream. Today we are doing a little work in Unity. Someone said something in general. What is this? Oh, that's... Right, here's where you can... Oh, thank you, Fox Cordova, once again for letting the whole world know. This was supposed to be a secret. No,
hey, I got something you can... Okay, can you play the B-movie script, but I'm screaming every word?
I feel like that would be kind of, what's the word? Distracting. I will think about it. I will ask the people in the chat. Folks in the chat, which is one person right now. Would you like to hear the B-movie script, but I'm screaming every word? If yes, type yes. If no, type yes. No, type no, obviously. And then we will decide. I just want to be able to focus on my work. I will have to straight up mute it in my ears if that's the case, if people want to hear that. Because what I'm doing today is a little bit more difficult than what I'm used to doing. I'm going to attempt, Alex, to put Blaze into Unity and see if I can't figure this whole Unity thing out. Because I want to be able to help our developers who are working in Unity more what am I trying to say? More hands-on. The people who are yes, do it says. Oh, thank you, Ethereal Obscenity. I knew I could count on you. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I was gonna say that I want to be able to help the people who are animating and making the levels and doing all that kind of stuff in Unity more. But I don't understand how Unity works really well. So what I wanted to do is just kind of devote some time today to learning how to put the character models in. And one of my greatest concerns is that the eye textures aren't gonna work the way they do in Blender, because the way I have them rigged up is that they are just planes that I made that have a modifier called UV modifier that follows around a projector that is called Blaze Eye Tracker or whatever, and that tracker is connected to a bone. I don't know if Unity will support that hierarchy that I've set up. So that's one of my greatest concerns going into this, is that all of the eyes I made won't work. But I have seen people put character models from Sonic the Hedgehog games into Unity before, and their eyes appear to work, so I don't know, maybe my my concerns are misplaced. But that is one of the things that I want to figure out how to do, because obviously, outside of the Tales, the Miles Prower project game thing that we're doing, I also want to be able to make my own games in Unity. I'd really love to do that, because then I could make games, and then, like, I could sell them. I couldn't sell anything related to Sonic, but I could make my own stuff. Anyway, that all being said, what's up?
Oh, I see what you're doing. We're not doing variable productivity. We're doing variable manipulation.
How do you mean? I don't understand.
We're manipulating variables and putting them into an engine.
I mean, that's always what I've been doing. Every time I'm putting variables into the Blender. You think any of this is not math? Okay. B-movie. But I'm screaming. We'll do it for a couple of seconds. Alright. Let me turn off this other music I was playing. That is not copyright infringing, and this will be, probably. I'm going to play it for a couple of minutes. I don't think I have the patience for an hour-long stint.
What the hell am I doing with my life? Hey guys, this is Hunter. And, as I promised...
Can you guys hear this, by the way, on the chat?
The entire B-movie script. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. Am I suicidal?
Better question is why you're doing it to me.
Will I get anything out of life from this? Probably not. But hey, I'm gonna do it anyway. So, let's mess my life up. Alright, I'm doing this in 3, 2, 1. According to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think is possible. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Oh, black and yellow. Let's shake it up a little. Barry,
I hate this already.
Breakfast is ready. Oh, man!
I hope you're happy.
I think it's supposed to say, coming, but whatever. Hang on a second! Hello? Barry? Adam? Can you believe this is happening? I can't! I'll pick you up! Looking sharp! Use the stairs! Your father paid good money for those! Sorry! I'm excited! Here's the graduate! We're very proud of you, son! A perfect report card! All B's! Very proud! Ma!
Okay, that's enough. I don't see the point. Did you find this entertaining, Alex? Is that why? Anyway, hey, Fox Cordova, welcome to the Variable Productivity live stream. We were just playing the entire B-movie script, but I'm screaming every word. 100,000 subscriber special. It has 1,000 dislikes. Each one of them well-earned, but apparently not nearly enough to counteract this garbage of 102 likes. Interesting way to start this episode. Well, this was something that Alex McGee Gameplay suggested. I don't take any blame or accept any blame for it. Let's see here. Where is... So today, I'm trying to figure out how to work in Unity for a couple of things. First, personal enrichment is one of the reasons. And secondarily, I'm trying to understand how to deal with any problems that say folks like what's his name, Packers Overlord, Jonathan Heath, or anybody else who works in the actual game design part of our game, who works in Unity, might run into. My current concern is that the eyes don't work. No one has said this is a thing, but no one has also no one said it's not a thing. But because of the way I have the hierarchy set up in Blender, works using modifiers and a bone that's connected to a what's it called? An empty. I don't know if Unity will support that. I know Unity supports drivers, shape keys, and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know how well it'll stick to it. So I'm going to make a very basic kind of animation for Blaze here, and we're going to see how that goes. For some reason, though, I can't seem to find the flippin' dippin' animation setting. Yeah, this stuff. Why was that? Oh, because that's on timeline. That's why. Okay. Let's go back to default. And I'm going to actually add that thing in here right now. Split area, boom. Call this one timeline, and there we go. We're going to just create a kind of janky animation. I'm not really an animator. That's not really what I'm good at. But this is going to be educational and enriching, hopefully, for all of us. And if not all of us, at least me, because that's who I care about. Rotation, location, rotation, and scale. Turn on the auto record thing. Move the thing here. We're gonna go like this. Just I. That's all the keyframes right there, and then. And we're just going to make a simple animation, like I said. We're just going to have Blaze kind of dip down.
What if we have her head spin around and do a full 360?
No. I think the only reason I don't want to do it is because you suggested it. I would have done it on my own, but now it's lame. I'm kidding. Okay. Just gonna stretch some of these limbs here and see what they do. Alright, so there's that. Rotate on her arm there. That's interesting how that happened. What's going on with those? Why is one leg doing the thing and the other one's not? What's up?
She shall pose. She shall why pose and assert? No, she shall.
Wow.
She shall counter your dominance. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. She shall counter your T pose with a Y pose.
Yep, that's what that's called doing. I'm sure of it. Alright, so yep. And then the second frame will be just like yep. This is really just like nonsense that I'm doing right here. It doesn't matter. I just want there to be an animation included in this Blender file when I send it over.
That was too funny.
Woo! You! Okay. Uh-huh. We're back over here at 5. Make sure all of these...
Wait a minute. Wait, would it be easier if we had motion capture?
No, it wouldn't, because I'd have to set up motion capture. And then we'd have to find a way to do motion capture on a budget of no money.
What about, wait, is it possible to do rotoscoping, but in 3D?
I'm sure it is, because that's basically what motion capture is. But you know, we're gonna open her mouth here and go like, ah, ah. Oh, praise the sun. That's exactly what this is. Okay, so
Praise the Lord.
alright. Now the most important part, we're gonna move her eyes here in 15. And go to 20. Move them over to the left. Then 25. Move them over to the right. Alt grab. Wah! I see.
Man. Life.
What's up?
Life. What is life? Who be life? What do life do?
Wouldn't know. Okay, control. No, just I. I've not been keeping track of these things. Alright, that's probably enough. Here's all the bones that I've been manipulating. Whoa! 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 It makes no sense. It doesn't matter that it doesn't make any sense. That's not the point. Let's go to... I, and then go to maybe, I don't know. And then go here. Hit that with an eye real quick. I know the what's his name? This is closed, right? Okay. Control copy. No, I.
Holy crap! I've been busy.
All right, there we go. So this is gonna be her animation. It's gonna start at 0 and end at, I guess, 40. It makes no darn sense, and it doesn't matter because I just wanted to do a...
Wait a minute. What if you make that the running animation? She just hops around all over the place.
It's possible. Because that's just... It's just an animation to flex the character and showcase some of the bone types. Like, right, we've got bones that straight up control the model, and then bones that control the drivers, that are drivers for the shape keys. And then there are other bones that control the hierarchy. Oh, you know what I didn't do? And this is just bothering me because, of course, it is. So, when she goes up like this, these didn't come back in. Bam, they go out like that. And then
So what's this about Blender intros I hear?
Blender
Okay.
intro? What do you mean?
Okay, I just had to do that.
Okay.
Wait, you remember when everybody used to just make intros in Blender? Like you just take words and then just make them into models and flip them around all over the place.
Oh yeah, no, people do that, or they get someone else to do it, and then or they go to some freeware site and they get the demo version, and then they just sort of like paste their name over it, or it just says name here. I've noticed a lot of those. Mr. Beast used to do those all the time. In any case,
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious, actually. Like you overlay your name on top of it.
yeah, a little bit crazy. And then by the time it gets here, I want these to be flipped down. Don't know why I'm doing this.
Okay, now she's doing squats.
She was always doing squats. You don't know. I guess he's falling.
You ever woken up?
Alright, fine, whatever. Okay, so it ends on 41. Let's just call it that.
Have you ever woken up on a Sunday and thought, man, I really don't know what to do, and I have nothing to say?
Wait, are you talking about, like, right now? Because I knew I wanted to do this today, like, since last week. Okay, so that's that, right? So this is this. So we'll go ahead and save this where it is saved. I have it saved in the asset folder of Unity already. So now is only a matter of time. So let's go over here, go to object mode. Gonna go to Control A. What's it called? Control C. No, darn it. It's Control A. Say location. Control. Keep doing this. Control A, man. Rotation. Control A. Scale? Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Scale always makes things messed up. I don't know why that is. Scale. Location. Control A. Location. Control A. Scale. Control A. Scale. Control A. Location. Control A. Rotation? Just making sure that she doesn't move all around the place. Can you show this Hey Better meme I made? YouTube won't allow video links in live chat. Really? Oh, maybe it's because I'm supposed to authorize those things. Let me see. Nope, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's go to making sure that my stuff is invisible, and only show Blender for right now. Let's go to making sure that my stuff is invisible. Oh no! It's still playing the audio. Crap. Go to mute that, please.
No.
Hmm?
You got something to hide?
Yeah, all of my stream information and data, I don't want you to see that. So you can't steal it and start, live streams from my computer or something like that.
Oh my god. That would be so... Dude, that would be awful, actually.
Yeah, it would be awful.
Like, what? Oh, you're talking about the stream key, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm talking about stream key information, and I'm talking about just my information in general, whatever happens to show up. I don't need that to be all over the internet. I don't see that you... I guess, whatever. YouTube won't allow video links on the live chat. That's not what I meant. What did you mean, ethereal obscenity? I can't...
Next thing you know...
Hey, better a meme.
Next thing you know, I'm just streaming like Sonic Adventure 2 or some crap. And it's like, hey guys, we're producing variables today. We're producing variables today on like a Friday or Monday.
Today is Sunday? I don't know what you're talking about.
What happens whenever your stream information is given away?
Oh, I see. No, okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. You said a video, but I guess I didn't quite understand what you meant, ethereal obscenity. If you could clarify, that would be great. Also, what is going on with this thing, man? Okay, first of all, Blender needs to fill the whole screen. Thank you very much, Blender.
Blender is blending itself.
Yeah, okay. That's what's happening, sure.
Blender threw itself into a blender and it keeps, minimizing.
It did minimize. I did that earlier when I was showing something off to some people. That you can have multiple windows being displayed and you can just quarter them up. Anyway, I think we've done everything we could over here in the blind row. Wait, one more thing. Control A. Rotation, Control A. Location, Control A. Scale. Control A. Scale? Nope, that won't work. Alright. Just leave it alone. That's what they said to do. Leave it alone. The meme I posted on YouTube. The meme is posted on YouTube. Alright. I typed in hey better, but there's like a billion results, so I don't know which one I'm looking for here. I guess ethereal obscenity, if that's what your name is here on YouTube, so. Excuse me. Hey better part 1? Oh jeez. First off, I'm gonna listen to it myself. I don't know. Is this safe for work? Is the question. Because it appears to be a YouTube poop, and I'm not sure if I want to play that right now.
Ooh, I got.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and hit the save button right there.
Okay, I may not do that.
Alright, okay, so I think I've done what I could here. We're gonna go ahead and just see what happens. Hopefully I followed the instructions properly. Alright, we're gonna play this Hey Better thing just a second. Top the music. It seems to have Nintendo character things in it, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get copyrighted anyway.
Greetings, Peter.
Alright. Okay. We couldn't even listen to it. We'll try this.
Rhodolus?
What are you coughing about? What's wrong?
Do you modify models?
Do I modify models? What do you mean?
Modifying pre-existing models.
I have actually never done that. I always found it too difficult, so I was like, I'd much rather just make my own. And it's that sort of stubbornness that has made me who I am today. I think actually one of the first models I downloaded to see if I could work with it was Blaze. I think from Sonic 06, or yeah, because at the time there was no Sonic whatever it's called, Generations. So that was the only model you could get, because that was the only 3D model of Blaze there was. And I was like, oh, I want to see if I can bring it into Blender and do stuff with it. I did not understand a thing about it. I was looking at it. It was just a bunch of vertices. There was no rig. I didn't understand how to manipulate it. So I was like, you know what? No. And I never touched it again. Okay, so characters. Blaze. Alright. So, great. There's Blaze. She does not seem to have any colors.
She really had a bunch of vertices and no rigs. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was. So I'm gonna try to figure something else out here, because this looks different. So there's the animation that I made. It's down there. But why are none of the textures showing up? That is my question. It's pretty smooth, actually. I like that. Right. Can I change the angle that I'm looking at it at? Why is it like this? Oh, there we go. It's almost Blender rules, but not quite. I don't see any textures. That's what I'm worried about. Also, those objects are not supposed to be there. That's also interesting with her tail.
Hey, does anybody else know how you animate with no rigs? Well,
you can't. Unless you're asking a facetious question, which seems to be the case.
Basically, what you do is you go to Sega, you tell them, "Hey, man, animate this," and then they do it with no rig. It's just like, "Oh, guys, yeah, we have preset animations, but there's nothing to do with the animations." So you know what we did? We resorted to motion capture.
I don't even get it. Okay, so I wanted these to be gone.
Basically, what I'm saying is you take it to Sega, and you have them animate it somehow, and they try to explain to you how they did it, but it's the most complicated thing ever that makes no sense at all.
Yeah, they explained it to you, and you're like, that's not even how models are done. Like, yeah, we're lying to you. Duh. Jeez. What do you think, we're going to tell you anything? This is a multi-million-dollar corporation. We need our IPs and stuff and things. Even though it's pretty easy to figure out how we do things, it's not rocket science. It's quite literally the opposite. It's Blender science, or 3ds Max, or whatever we use to make our character models in. So I'm gonna delete all of these because they're showing up and I don't want them to. So that's something I got to keep in mind. These extra, these. Hey, yeah, boy, says Guy Silver for some reason. I think I was talking to him earlier. But those are showing up here where I don't want them to be. As you can see down here, these little objects next to Blaze's feet, those are her those are little bones that made the custom shapes of her rig, and they are unnecessary to have around. What I don't understand is why there's no textures on her. She definitely has textures applied to her body. So maybe I have to bring in another thing called textures to apply? Because everything was baked into the model. Oh! Fox was talking about this at one point. He was saying that the reason that happened is because you have... I was having, like... what's it called? Nodes activated, but if I turn that off, maybe it'll be better. So let's go ahead and try that. So first of all, we're going to delete all these objects like I said I would. We're going to delete. Oh, I can't delete them if they're not visible. Oh, that's stupid. That is the dumbest. I don't understand why that is. Really?
Apparently, your eyes have nodes. Like what?
Eyes have nodes. I'm gonna need you to go back to sleep so you can figure out what you want to say, Alex. I'm just gonna.
Unity is just like, hey guys, we're gonna give your eyes nodes so that you can't see. Okay. Hey, you can disable them at any time. By the way.
Oh right, I had to be on the same layer, didn't I? That's what made the difference. Philadelphia, I love you. Okay, so that's done now. Wait, toe shape, eye shape. Why aren't these deleted? Oh, because I didn't select them. That's why. Also, where are they? Oh, they're in a different layer. Why did I do this to myself? Okay, so these things should persist. Regardless. Great. Okay. Hear me! Okay. I don't know the music I was listening to anyway. I stopped it so I could play this.
Yes, I come from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Thundercats. Oh!
Alright, that's some Hayeken and I don't have time for that. Okay. Thank you very much, Ethereal Affinity, for sending that. I will watch it later. I'm not gonna watch it later. Okay, let's see here. Back to Unity.
Excuse me? What in the world? What in the world did I just get flashed?
Don't worry about it. I didn't see it coming either.
And as soon as we have saved it and
I'm
move on
watching a
to
tutorial
Unity,
right now here.
Unity may take a few seconds to import it, but after that we have access to our octopus, the respective materials, which in this case are nothing special, and the animations we create, and do the same thing in Unity project. And the animations we created in Actions Editor.
It is not
And this way,
Octodad. It
any
looks like
further
it.
animation that we will
At
create
least I don't think it's
or any
Octodad.
change we do, as soon as you save it in Blender, it will automatically.
That's pretty cool. Since this model has been saved into the resources folder, I can actually, everything I do with Blender and save, it'll automatically update. That's pretty cool. So go back. I've deleted all the objects that have been possible to delete here, all those shapes. But these materials, we're going to try the thing that Fox was talking about and go here and go like, how do you turn off? How do you turn off nodes? There are materials here. Do I just unlink data block? Data then will not be saved. Well, I don't want to do that because I'll lose my textures. Why do I do this to myself? Yeah, no, I got you. For now,
Excuse me?
What?
There's a Nintendo Switch GameCube controller, apparently?
It sounds gimmicky as all heck. Data? Optic data, maybe? Texture safe? Vertex groups? Let's go to the internet again and ask it a question. Hey, internet. What? How do I turn off nodes in Cycles Blender? Blender Cycles would have been the better question. Enable assist. Okay, disabling nodes. Individual nodes are a whole node system. You can mute individual nodes with the M, with your mouse hovering over the node. Yes, sir. Individual nodes. Thank you for. Okay. I don't know. Quick question. You initial. Okay. I don't need that. That's not what I'm asking for. Because I know how to turn them on. I'm not sure how to turn them off. What are you talking about, Alex? What's come across your brain?
The new Bakugan anime. That's what. There are more leaks of screenshots and stuff. Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have an answer for my brain here? Let's go ahead and go to Node Editor here and go, hey, Node. Because all it does is just show me the darn big old, it's like Blender render, everything would just disappear. With a Cycles render, the nodes are already there. So this is one of the questions that I had, because, well, if the textures don't show up anywhere, maybe there's a way to... Certain objects should not be visible then. It's still loading, I guess, because I changed a lot of things really quickly. There we go. Hold on, resources, character, Blaze. Yeah, that's what I did. So this is pretty interesting, though. You can edit the Blender file, and you don't have to go to FBX or something like that. But the second question is about these textures. That's what I really need to figure out here. That's what needs to. Okay, so everything disappeared. All those extra objects and those blocks are gone now. So that's good. Huh. Her mouth isn't moving anymore, though. Shape... Was it ever, though? That's the question. Was it ever moving? Because what happened to the shape keys that I gave her? Those bones were moving, but it wasn't... It said shape keys supposed to come across.
Did the shape keys die? Like,
I don't think that's what happened. What I'm concerned about is that they're not being driven by the bones anymore, which is not good, because that's why I put them in there, so that the shape keys would be driven by the bones, but I didn't delete the bones, did I? No, I didn't. Of course, the other question is, did that ever work in the first place? Because here, her mouth opens, and I think it was doing that before. Did I delete something on accident that I didn't mean to delete? Because these are still working, right? Yeah. Hello, Pilgrim Journey. we're trying to figure out how to get character models that I make in Blender to work in Unity using Blender's tools already. So rather than turning them into FBXs or trying to refigure out how they work, you just send the animation into Blender. And you send the model and the animation together in Blender, and you can save and update them at the same time. So here's another thing I'm going to try to do. Someone said something about bake, and I'm going to try to do that. I don't know exactly what good it'll do. Circular dependency. Image, blaze cuffs, blaze coat. Oh, maybe it won't work. Who knows? This is all very technical, but then that's the point of this whole thing. I'm trying to figure out how to make this work. I think the texture bake is happening right now. Yeah, there it is. It's at 1%. Great. And it's probably going to turn everything black like it usually does and ruin it. That's what typically happens. What I don't understand is why the shape keys aren't moving over. This will be interesting tests in Unity. Yep, they will. So, I'm trying to, like I said, troubleshoot issues before they happen. Like why, for example, when I move Blaze over into Unity, her shape key drivers don't work. When I move the shape keys, they don't actually do anything. I gotta figure that out. Also, turn off node cycles. Or how do I... UV unwrap and everything. Yep. Save.blend or all. Save the .blend or an FBX file into your assets folders. Click on your mesh and scroll down to the material. Drag your mesh into 3D view, and you should see the texture on the mesh. Well, it says everything. Always seems so simple when it tells me it on a thing, but it never actually shows up. How to export Blender models with textures in Unity 5. Well, I guess I'll go with that. It seems to be the newest version of that thing. We'll do this. It's gonna be a lot of tutorials today. What the heck? No, get that out of here.
Have you ever come back from boiling hot dogs only to see them completely torn in half?
No.
Like they haven't. No. They're like shredded.
I'm going to
You probably overboiled
Like-
them.
X.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a line on the manual about the texture not importing from Blender. Oh, thank you very much, Crimdaw. That'll be useful to go and look at. I should probably RTFM, as they say. Boy.
Ooh.
Blender manual. My computer is chugging right now. Like, it's going real slow.
Rest in peace.
It's because of this stupid texture. I want to stop this texture bake, but I don't want to stop the texture bake because it's a thing I'm trying to get done. But I don't need it. I don't need the texture to be baked. Just stop it. Cancel that. I don't care. Okay. It doesn't ruin it, does it? It's fine still. Oh no. You know what? I bet this is the problem that my dude was having. He tried to bake the textures and then they all went wild. Because that's the same issue that Joe was talking about the other day. One of my patrons was saying that Styx's colors weren't showing up, but I think that's probably because he tried to bake the textures. And there were some dependency issues, and I don't know. Anyway, Control Z. Can I just undo it, make it better? Or do I have to close it? Well, I didn't save it, so we're going to go ahead and close this and reopen it real quick. Yeah, I can. Please don't be still broken. Plays the cat for Unity. Let's do it. Textures and diffuse color are not assigned automatically. Manually assign them by dragging the texture into the mesh in the scene view in Unity. Okay. Well, okay, that's... How about this? Is that okay? Are you better? Thank you. Thank goodness. I was worried. Thank you, Crimda. That's super useful. Let's go ahead and try that. Let's open up Unity. Let's take a look at the Blazzle. Where's she at, though? I guess I should move her into the scene. Or can I not do that? Oh, no. Can I just... There we go. You are rather large. Maybe that's the issue. There's no textures in here. Right? There are no textures. Because Blender was packed all into .blend. Oops. So what I should do is get used to how this thing controls, because I am not used to it. Is fur texture, right? There's no texture here. Oh, that's just the object that it appears on. Alright, so I think I know what I need to do there. I need to create another thing, a folder for textures, I suppose. It already loaded the materials, but there is no texture thing. So let's go to here, and let's go to Unpack. UPACK. That's not how you spell unpack. Unpack all into files.
Will you now?
Yes, I will indeed. Welcome to the Variable Productivity live stream to the Guy Silver. Guy Silver.
It's time to upack. Okay, it's time to upack some files and some files.
Current directory. Create when necessary. Absolutely.
Upak, lupak, dupak, kupak.
Nah,
Upak, kopak. Upak, opak, lupak. Upak.
You are allowed to stop whenever you are ready. Thank you. So how are things going, man?
Everything is hunky-dory.
Great.
What about you?
I'm alright. Just doing some stuff in Blender / Unity, trying to figure out, you know, how to do this properly. So, working with Blaze the Cat today to see about getting materials and getting materials and animations to work in Unity that I've made in Blender. I know it's boring.
Nice.
You are
Nice.
very loud.
Nice.
Alright. It's gonna take a little bit to refigure out everything. Apparently Unity is all like, oh, what did you do? What changed? And then I gotta fix it. In any case.
My watch is coming off.
Oh, hey, they're her eyes, but her eyes are blue. That's not right. Blaze's eyes are yellow. Why is this in here like this? In fact, there is no blue set of eyes in Blaze's situation. I don't get it.
Oh no, what are you doing here?
Unity has mutated her. Ah!
So that's interesting. I don't know why that's happening, but I'm pretty sure
Blaze is just getting ready to dab for the special stages.
What are you doing here?
Oh.
I thought we discussed this. You
Oh.
should not be here, young man.
I did not hear that
It is
discussion.
past your bedtime.
What are you doing, Cryo? Why are you here, man?
Welcome to the chat, everyone. Cryogenic
No,
Gamer.
no, no, don't welcome this guy. This guy here. This guy. It's
What?
his bedtime.
He
What's wrong with me?
has
Being
to have
here?
gone to sleep already, right? That's
Yeah.
He's being a very naughty boy.
that's typically how he acts, though, so I don't know.
Isn't it past your bedtime?
I'm 11.
I go to sleep when I feel like it. Also, where is Blaze's? Okay, there it is. Right, that's fine. But I was worried, like, where's her tail? But it's in there.
Unity is mutating Blaze. That's what it's doing. It's destroying her genetic makeup. All right.
So there's some issues here. Her eyes and mouth are not moving. I set it so that her shape keys could be moved by drivers. But here's the thing. That's not happening. The drivers don't appear to be applied. I'm going to have to figure out why that is. And also, her eyes are supposed to move. But her eyes are entirely the wrong color. Blaze character eye text are yellow. Unless somehow it knows that the base color was blue, which it cannot know that. That's not even possible. Because I made a special eye texture for her. Fur texture. And where are my textures? Oh, there's
Unity
textures.
can you, Rhodolus. It knows. It's watching your every move.
Okay, so there's the base eye texture. I don't know why it's there. I'm going to delete it. Yeah, I don't want it. Just move these in here and then... Why is that not... Blaze fur? Supposed to drag it into there, right? It doesn't seem to work. Oh, great. Textures and diffuse colors are not assigned automatically. Manually assign them by dragging the texture onto the mesh in the scene view in Unity. This is scene view. This is what I'm looking at here. And, I don't see. This will be easier to work with here. But, see, I don't understand. I don't want 2D either. Shaded. Wireframe, shading wireframe, real time. Baked, light map, global illumination. No, these are not important to me. What I'm concerned with here is maybe because it's... No, it is diffuse. Why can't I just... It just says no. It's like it's telling me I can't do it. I don't understand. Is there a way to...
Tails was working in the lab assisted by Amy Rose and Knuckles, building a massive vehicle. No one really knew exactly what it would do, but Tails was just happy to be working together with his friends. He often did this. Started building something without knowing what it would become. It made him feel like an artist. As Amy Rose handed him a wrench,
What is
and
this?
he tightened the bolts, joining two large pieces of metal together,
Book or
Tails
something?
smiled, knowing something awesome would be the end result.
Is this
Oh.
the script?
Do you know what it is going to be yet, Tails? Amy Rose asked. Whatever it is, it'll probably break down on its first use, Knuckles joked. Tails
What is it?
smiled and said, Not yet. It's a type of ground vehicle, sort of like a solar-powered tank, but faster. I want to add massive tank-like treads to the bottom for sure.
I feel like I've heard of this. This is like a book, right, that you're reading?
From behind them, Sonic said, That sounds amazing. They all turned to face their friend, shocked by what they saw. So Sonic? Amy Rose asked. The hedgehog entering the lab looked like Sonic, but older.
Yeah, this is the book.
His blue fur was tinted with grey, and his face seemed a little worn. Who are you? Knuckles asked.
This guy's fast. Sonic.
Relax, Knuckles. I'm Sonic. I'm just Sonic from the future. Future Sonic said. Tails wasn't convinced. Time travel's impossible. How'd you get here? Future Sonic strode around the room, in awe of the tech filling Tails' lab, and seemingly ignoring the question. Can you believe we used all this stuff? Talk about dark ages, Future Sonic said.
Evilish trigger.
Entered the lab and stopped cold in his tracks. Who are you? Sonic asked Future Sonic. Future Sonic sped next to Sonic. I'm you, or us, or something. I'm from the future. Anyway. Tails built a time machine, and I traveled back in time today.
Poured it. So sting inside.
I need to actually finish this
to
book
do?
at some point.
Well, I hope you do.
The
Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out how to do this texture thing. I don't know why it's not working.
Here is.
Who are you?
Flash.
Whoa.
You can see
This guy's faster than Sonic.
test
I am
our
you.
I thought you were gonna go for the "Who are you and how do you know my name?"
Import the blend file.
Tumblr?
You
I
know,
mean...
has an additional option to import the blend file,
Oh yeah, Rodolus.
which make
Unity can see your every move. That's why everything was wrong
models.
and why the textures were reverted back to their original states.
I feel like this isn't actually true, but alright,
Here
sure.
is
If it can see everything that you do, I think we should be on alert for another Skynet situation to happen. That's right, another one. It's happened before.
already
right through you.
Hello,
textured
Pilgrim
just
Journey.
because we have pasted our textures
I can see right through you.
I
inside
said
the
that
Texture-
like a billion years ago.
folder.
Keep your eye on the chat, man. They're talking to you. You gotta engage. You gotta talk to people.
Here you can see.
Anyway,
I've just been looking at my microphone for the last 10 minutes.
of course.
This looks cool.
I don't know
And
why
reading
though.
up-
Everything just seems to work for everybody, and it doesn't work for me. Okay.
Are you making a Flash model?
No, I made
That
a
looks
Blaze
like the
model.
Flash.
Oh, it's
I'm
a
looking-
video.
I'm looking at
I
a
was about
tutorial.
to say.
No, I'm not making a Flash model.
I was just about to say that looks like the Flash.
It looks like
It
it,
wasn't.
but it's not.
It's
It
impossible.
wasn't me. I didn't do anything.
Okay. I gotta figure this out. Blaze rig. That's not important. But actually,
Is there going to be a third book? Do we know?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe there will be.
What book are you even reading?
It's the book that came out earlier this year, Tales of Deception.
So there's that. There's Blaze. And can I
Okay,
just
now
go
let
like
me-
textures and go like, hey, move it over here?
Oh. Was it written by Ian Flynn?
No, it was not. It was written by
No!
some other.
Not everything was written by Ian. No, this
Yeah!
is written by. Oh, I can't remember his name now. I think it should be on the book. Should be in the book. I'll see. I'll see if I can find. I don't remember his name for the life of me. Here we are. By Jake Black. That's it. I knew it was Jake something. And illustrated by Ian is that McGinty?
Probably.
McGinty? McGinty? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, interesting. So we got that. That's the object there. I just selected it. Can I just move the texture to it? Can I just... Oh! Okay, that's how you do. You have to select the object, and then you can do it. Okay. And I can just go like, yeah, buddy. Good. Good. Making some progress. I'm actually driving in my car while this live stream is on. Be careful. I have been known to cause accidents. That's terrible and not true either. Don't listen to me tell you things. Okay, so I can select them from a list. That's great.
I have been known to cause accidents, not because, well, you're listening to me while I'm
Because
in my
he is an
stream.
accident.
No, because
Living, breathing accident.
because he is in his car right now while doing this live stream.
Yeah, I'm currently streaming from the car. Just like that's not safe, obviously. Is that cuffs? Get on there.
I'm gonna tell my mommy.
Yeah, that's too bad. Blaze coat. Hey, this is cool. This works. So you have to
Remember,
select the.
kids.
Oh no.
Don't live stream
Oh,
while
no.
driving. Although texting and talking on your phone, that's perfectly fine. But do not live stream. Don't
Yeah.
do it. Don't do it.
That's the one. But why is that happening? Oh no, because it thinks that this is the... Oh. And there's no way to, like, edit it. I can't go, hey, that's not right. You need to make sure that the cuffs are also happening. No, because then it just tries to make everything that. Why you gotta be like this? So that would mean that the cuffs have to be their separate... But they are a separate object. Like, Blaze cuffs... Blaze eye left, Blaze eye right. These things.
Then we should treat it like a radio.
They don't control it though. That's the problem with the eye trackers. Blaze head, Blaze necklace. Oh, it's like talk radio. Yeah, fair enough. This just in. The world as you know it is weird. So,
and there's nothing you can do about it.
Not a thing. Okay, that's body.
It's gonna be alright.
Nope, that's wrong. Okay, so here's the problem that I'm running into here. And this wouldn't be a problem if I didn't do it the way I did it. See, I made everything in Blender, right? And Blender allowed me to go into edit mode and go and touch all this stuff and change it the way I wanted it to. So what it needs to be is that all of Blaze's textures need to be on one image. So like her shoes, her fur textures, all of that kind of stuff, and all of her UVs also need to be arranged in that one image. So that when I apply the Blaze texture to any one of these parts, or just a part, then all of the colors sort of are applied. So I don't have to go from part to part, because Blaze coat, her coat has materials on it that also belong to the Blaze cuffs. But I can't select those cuffs separately. I can select these cuffs. I can play like those things. But her shoes are a part of her legs, and therefore her body and all those things are together. Hey now, look at Blaze. Yeah, it's a little bit better, but I haven't quite solved the problem because I didn't even think that this was going to be an issue. So
You're sorry.
You're not watching. That's fine, Pilgrim Journey. It's okay that you're not watching. I don't know how you're typing while driving. But okay, so we got to go over here, and we got to do a few things. We got to do a couple things. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go and open the GIMP here. And I'm going to take all the drawings that I've done, all of Blaze's textures, and I'm going to compress them or put them, sandwich them together into a single texture. And then I'm going to remap Blaze's vertex groups, essentially. Ugh, okay, that has to happen. Also, I'm going to make Blaze one piece. There's no reason for her not to be at this point. It doesn't really matter. Well, actually, no. She can't be one piece. Her head needs to be separate because of reasons. Because it's got... And I don't know why the shape key drivers aren't working. Like, I know I can control them like by themselves. Welcome back. Ethereal. How you doing? What's good? So that needs to be done. So I need to make sure that Blaze is... freaking... What? Her fur texture for her body, and her cuff textures, and her bodysuit textures, and her shoe textures are all one thing, so that when I attach it to the body, it's already ready to go. So, open it up. Why isn't that visible? What is this? Thank you for that, Fox. No, I'll look at that later. Open his layers. We're gonna go and find let's go to Blaze. We're just gonna create a super texture for this. Blaze. Blender projects, Patreon offerings, requested commissions. Blaze the cat. Textures. Okay, So we got her tongue texture, her shoes textures, all these sorts of things. And we're going to redo this. Because parts of her body that are the same piece, that are one piece, need to have just one texture that can be applied to everything. It'll make sense later. Control. I don't think I'm going to do the eye textures. I think I'm going to remain. Those are going to remain separate. Blaze couch, Blaze coat, Blaze bodysuit, and go open. All of those textures are being open now. Great. All right. So the next thing that needs to happen is it needs to be scaled so that everything fits. We're going to make this texture a little bit bigger than it usually is. We're going to go to image and go to canvas size. And we're going to say instead of 2048, we're going to make it 4... Like 48 plus 48. That's like 4 less than 100. 96. So, yeah. 4096. 4096.
Oh my god.
What is that looking at?
So in 24 hours, Toonami will expand to 9 p.m. Eastern Pacific Time and will showcase the hit anime series in all flavors, including Naruto, Naruto Sun, Green Naruto, and Black Naruto. Hope to see you then.
Sounds great.
What?
This does not need to be the size that it is. That can be smaller.
This is all rather interesting.
Oh, what's interesting?
I'm glad you asked, Mr. Regulus, for the 2 is silent.
It is. Don't forget it. None of you are allowed to forget that the 2 is silent. Always remember, or die in your ignorance. The 2 is silent.
My lord.
Yes.
More and more people today are visiting the picture galleries. Splendid expeditions in recent years have opened the eyes of many to the endless pleasure and interest that its visual arts can afford. This little book has been designed for them as a handy reference and pocket companion. Like music, painting and drawing can be enjoyed and appreciated without a great deal of technical knowledge, yet to have an idea of how and why these arts have developed and flourished. What the greatest works of art have been and why they are considered so. How the artist approaches his work and with what aims can only increase the observer's enjoyment. The attempt is made in this book to deal simply with these questions. Pointers and suggestions are offered as to how to look at the pictures, and sufficient description is given of the various media used by painters and draughtsmen to assist in an understanding of the special beauties of each.
Oh. Wait.
Painting, like architecture, with its roots deep in the past, is bound up with history. With outline is therefore given, which may even help the observer to distinguish the various schools and periods of painting from what so magnificent pageant in any of the great public collections. The main themes of the painter, figure, landscape, still life, etc. are considered separately, and masterpieces are listed and discussed under each heading. In addition, there is a glossary and technical or special terms met within the art world, with definitions concisely given. I can read. A biological section on painters and draughtsmen, given short notes on their lives and works, will be found at the end of the book. And in this collection of both old and modern masters is included. Are included. The plates have been selected with care to illustrate as many artists, school stars, and space will allow. Thanks are due to the public and private galleries and private owners who have granted facilities for reproduction or provided photographs of the works in their possession.
This is like an art book that you're looking at here?
Honey!
painting, and graphic art.
You mean like violence and bloodshed? Oh, I can't wait. Let's get into it. Tell me more about the visual death. Okay. Things like this that are just a solid color.
Oh God! It's my cousin!
I don't know why you have so much fun. I'm gonna need you to have less fun, alright? Alex,
Guys,
you
I have to tell you! Stop falling on the stairs!
Yeah, it is way too much fun.
You need to cut it down. Scale it back, man. Excuse me. So let me open up the music again. Play this song-o thing while I'm doing this texture deal. I really got to figure out how to get the shape key drivers to work. Oh, that should be the next question that I asked Blender, not Blender. Because you can probably just animate the shape keys themselves, which is something like Jiggly King was planning on doing. But I don't want to, so... Blender... From Blender to Unity, let's see if that finds... Blender drivers... Yeah, but how do you get them to work? Export shape key animation. Okay, let's try that. Jumping around between things. Creating shape keys. Oh, this is just gonna be shape keys themselves. I can make a shape key, darn it. That's not hard.
We are bees! We are the we are the highest functioning society on planet.
Shape key editor. Great. Okay, so this is talking about just using the shape key editor itself and not drivers, but that's not what I want to do, because I know I see.
So anybody got a PS2?
No, I don't.
I do.
haven't had one of those in a long time, man.
Rest in peace. I feel bad for you, Ash.
I don't. I feel great. I'm done with that. Combine shape key and armature animation. Maybe this will tell me what I need to know.
Folks, it's Tim Oskett here from Stonebeck Games. Now, I've been recently learning how to rig and animate 3D models, and in the process of making this little Robin character, I came across a problem which required a slightly different solution to what you normally see. Normally what happens is you rig a character like this using an armature, a series of bones that map to the mesh, and you keyframe animate those individual bones. However, the wings were causing me all sorts of trouble, and I really couldn't find a satisfactory solution to getting the wings to fold in a nice, smooth and realistic way. So what I wanted to do today was to show you how I found a solution involving shape key animation combined with armature animation. Now, I couldn't find anything really particularly satisfactory on the internet for how to do this, so I thought I would make my own.
Well, you can't hear anything. I'm watching a video right now.
Hey, why are we up here in dead silence then? Let's keep going. I mean, what do we even have to talk about? I mean,
the mesh is just a standard mesh.
I don't know.
With
I don't know what you have to talk about. This is mostly just me working right now, so I don't talk a lot. I'm sorry I'm not entertaining. Sorry you're not having fun.
3D models. What I will show you, however,
you know, Rodolist, it's great to know that thanks to last night's stream that I just did, you are now my official friend on PlayStation Network.
Yeah,
we
no.
weren't friends before.
No.
Now we're official friends.
No, I hated your guts before.
Same. Edit mode.
Same, he says. Wow.
My you. It's my job
We all
to do
hated each other
That's
before we became
what
official
you can do
PlayStation
is,
friends.
Create a shape key down here if you select the.
Entertainment is just a side thing. I'm the one who's supposed to be doing my job around here, not you.
And then you can create
Sure.
Alex, so you're trying to say you're the one who's supposed to be entertaining people because they're not doing a very good job of doing it, at least to me. Hot take.
Hot take. Wow, that's a pretty scathing review.
Hot take.
Alex McGee gameplay, not very fun. Says Cryogenic Gamer.
Everyone.
This is the day the beef began.
I'm Rodolus, and stop make my entertain you.
For many people, the entertainment value comes from the work that I do.
You can actually select your shape key and blend from.
I swear, one of these days.
One of these days, I'll show you. I'll show all of you.
Now you can see that
one of these days, Rodolus is gonna have a mental breakdown and just go, "It's not my job to entertain you."
I feel like you're already in that mental breakdown right now.
It looks great there, and it looks great there. So
as long as you guys are having fun, I guess that's all that matters.
To be flying around in the sky, and when I want it to land and to fold its wings, I transition to this folded wing state.
Well, it looks like there are no, like they're not talking about how shape key drivers are included.
Sufficiently fast.
That's the thing. That's the question. Like, why can't I find that? Why isn't there like something about that specifically, like shape key driver compatibility? Oh, there it is. There's the article. Hi, my question, a bit specific. And I couldn't find an answer around. I'm using Blender to rig a model, and I wanted to use driver shape keys, the bone-oriented ones. For what I've learned, Unity supports basic shape keys, but will the driver shape keys work too? Also, I don't know how the engine's capability very well, but would it be powerful enough to create an ARPG similar to Torchlight 2 with more intensive graphics? Thanks.
This gem among the birds is so brightly coloured as almost to dazzle the eye in certain light.
Yeah.
I have seen one on the wing looking like a bright blue light rather than anything solid. In another light, the bird appeared comparatively dark. The other parts are vivid blue with a greenish gloss on the crown and wings.
Excellent. By that, do you mean corrective blend shapes? The kind that are controlled by the movement or the rotation of deformation bones and intended to course correct issues?
And the chin and the patch on each side of the neck are white.
Okay, so the book Phil was reading
coasts. The nesting hole with which is about a yard long is usually in a sandy river bank. At the end of the tunnel, at the nearest chamber contains dry fish bones, on which the eggs are laid. Eggs 6 to 8, white, rather round, April-June. Food, water, insects, and shellfish, tadpoles, and small fish. Notes, a sharp whistle, and a warbling song. That is... what?
Is this like an art piece or something? Is that what you're reading?
I could honestly imagine hearing Silver, like, in one of those documentaries, like... any of those, like, I don't know, like, Animal Planet.
This is why JFK's assassination was fake.
What?
The book Silver is reading right now is very, very inaccurate. Tails exclaims, time travel's not possible.
Can any of you recognize?
Forget Silver.
What did you say? What are people talking about? What is happening?
Recognize what?
What I read out, what do you think I was talking about just then?
I thought you were talking about, like, the beach or something. I wasn't really paying attention because I'm trying to read this crap.
I'll read it again.
Okay.
This gem among the birds is so brightly coloured as almost to dazzle the eye in certain lights. I've seen one on the wing, on the wing, looking like a bright blue light rather than anything solid. In another light, the bird appeared comparatively dark. The upper parts are vivid blue with a greenish gloss on the crown and wings. The underparts and ear coverts are chestnut red. The chin and the patch on each side of the dark neck are white. Horned. Lakes, rivers, streams, and sometimes the coast. Nests. The nesting hole, which is about a yard long, is usually in a sandy riverbank. At the end of the tunnel, the nesting chamber contains dry fish bones, on which the eggs are laid. Eggs, 6 to 8, white, rather round, April-June-ish time. Food, water insects and shellfish, tadpoles and small fish. Notes, a sharp whistle and a warbling song.
It's about a bird.
What bird?
Some sort of a red robin or some sort of one of those jays. I don't know. It's a gem above. I don't care. That's the answer to that question. What kind of bird is it? Ladybird?
What does everyone else think?
Blue jay.
Yeah, some kind of
keep
bird.
All right. Yes, it's a blue jay. Arg. That's
Nope.
the bird.
It's a kingfisher.
Oh, okay. Kingfisher bird. Alright. The first game engine is... I'm sorry, I'm not really zoned into that conversation.
That's fine. That's
No, but Silver, you are reading a very inaccurate book, by the way. Tails exclaims, "Time travel is impossible." Somehow he forgot about Silver.
Well, Tails...
Well, this isn't technically canon, so it could be a fresh new continuity.
Neither is
But
that.
Silver doesn't exist.
Or they just haven't met yet, and he's all like, "Oh no, what's it's possible
It's
to."
the second time. It's the second time Tails has been inaccurate since Forces. Whoa, this guy's fast. Sonic. Next, time travel is impossible.
I mean, he wasn't wrong. Infinite was faster than Sonic with the Ruby.
If you can just make Sonic stop moving, you are faster than Sonic. There's nothing to it.
Wow, he's fast. Wait, it's not a speed. He must be using the Phantom Ruby to warp.
Or, Shadow did the same thing. You have to cheat, basically.
Where do you think you're going with that emerald?
Starlit Sky says that tornado is carrying a car. Starlit Sky, your commentary is unwelcome. I'm kidding. Thank you for coming.
That tornado is carrying a car.
Wow. Everybody
I feel like
What?
anytime Starlet says any Sonic quote, you just have to read it in his Sonic voice.
Well,
Yeah, nobody answered the question. That's great.
what was the question?
No, everyone's talking like, can I add drivers to Bones in Unity? Will they follow the drivers? It doesn't appear to be that they will. They just sort of... Nobody answers the question. Like, nobody has an answer to that question. I'll have to look into it. But, that's annoying. Because I can control them on their own. It's just... Boy, do I not want to do it like that. That's just super inconvenient. Scale that. So back to my texture thing that I was doing earlier. It's important, and I've got to do it, but... Oof. Put this here.
Oof.
No. You oof. Now you listen to me. You oof. Buddy. Well, why is this so big? This doesn't need to be big at all. Oh, whatever that was. I wanted to stop doing that. Child.
Bye, bye.
Alright, here we go. Move that out of the way. Then I'm going to scale it. Because it does not need a whole lot of space to work. Child, things are gonna get so much worse. Ooh, child, it's gonna get harder. Someday, you look up and wonder what the point was. Someday. No. Let's see here.
So, how's everyone? What's everybody doing?
You already know the answer to that question. Terribly and nothing.
Oh.
Different lenses tell different stories.
My lens is the only one that's
Telephoto
real.
and wide-angle lenses produce obviously different effects. Telephotos, typically 70 to 1200 millimeters, narrow the field of view and bring distant things closer, while wide angles, typically 9 to 28 millimeters, incorporate a very broad field. These lenses also have specific effects on movement along the canvas axes of vision. Wide-angle lenses tend to exaggerate or accelerate movement and away from the camera, while a telephoto retards it. For example, an actor moving from the far side of a room towards the camera will appear to move more very quickly or abruptly when filming through a wide lens angle, while the actor moving away from the telephoto lens will appear to be moving more slowly. I actually really enjoy this book. I need to actually finish it. I actually bought it because I really want. I still kind of do when I get into filmmaking. Want to be like a like a director of some sort. And I bought this book a while ago now, maybe about a year ago. 101 Things I Learned in Film School.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
You don't even have to go to film school now. You got it covered.
Yeah, but who the hell has that kind of money, you know?
Yeah,
Dude,
I don't have.
anybody
No, I said you don't have to
liquid-
go now because you know already. It's perfect.
No, seriously, you guys want to eat liquid glass for dinner?
No, I don't. I need you to stop asking me these crazy questions. You crazy kid?
It's like, how do you think of these things?
Where did this come from? Oh, my brain. Why did it come from your brain?
No, this is, by the way, this is 100% real, guys. Liquid glass.
What?
Check off topic. Well, not you, Robolus, but yes. Liquid glass is real.
Well, yeah, of course it is.
I mean, that's what it is before it's a solid. Oh, but I'm Tiosh.
You know, Alex, when you
back
just
here
said
again.
earlier, not who are you and how do you know my name?
Welcome back. Vicinity.
When you said, how's everyone doing? Like stuff like it just reminded me of this one line. I forget what TV show it was. I learned about it from the amazing people of Fact Fiend. That's an amazing channel. Watch, they're hilarious. But it was a police show or something where it's like they gave an example of a line from the show where it's, "Who are you and how did you get in here?" "I'm a locksmith and I'm a locksmith."
Great. Okay. So let's go over here, take a look at Blaze, and reimagine her texture.
When you thought ASMR couldn't be weirder than it already was, this happened. Eating glass, guys. We eating glass.
That's probably not good for the human body.
Oh my god. Liquid glass. Wait. What?
What did you miss? Not a whole lot. Just been looking through a couple of what's it called? Tutorials, trying to figure out how to get things to work in Unity from Blender. I'm doing this primarily to find out how to solve problems that I'm assuming will come up with animating these characters and getting their textures to show up and all that kind of stuff. I don't know very much about Unity, and I feel like this is something I should have done a while ago, but that's kind of what I'm working on today. So I'm trying to figure out how to get animations to work, how to get her eyes to move, because her eyes, unlike other character eyes and other models and stuff, they're just a texture, right? They're just a plane with a texture applied to it, and that texture is controlled by this what's it called, modifier called UV project, and I can't apply it because once I apply it, it doesn't work anymore. So it's like the stuff works in Blender, but my concern is that it will not work in what's the thing called, Unity, and I've sort of been proven right so far. That's the problem, is that it's I mean, maybe I could say maybe Blaze Rig, but no, I can't say Blaze Rig because it doesn't give me a drop down menu that says, oh, be more specific. It's like the eye tracker nothing, and that's the problem. So that's an issue that I've run into, and I don't know how I
Number 1.
do that. Oh, jeez.
Start strong.
I'm just talking,
The
and then
opening
he just
image
starts
to
talking
suggest
while I'm
a
having a
movie's central theme and prompt intrigue as to where it is headed. Working Girl opens with an aerial shot of the Statue of Liberty, establishing at once its New York City location and the central theme of the woman's independence. The opening image not only points forward to the theme and story to unfold, it can reveal backstory. An opening slot of a boarded up, tumbleweed strewn town may depict desolation, while a flower on a cactus at the edge of the frame suggests a possibility of renewal.
So we're going to delete all of the shape key drivers, and we're going to try this again.
Oh, that sounds disgusting. Oh my god. Why am I watching this? I need to stop.
Are you still hung up on the liquid glass thing?
Dude, it's like, oh my god, I'm actually listening to this and it's like,
That's great. Okay. So this is a good way to do this. Just sort of like have everyone having their own personal conversation. This is perfect. No one knows what's going on. It's all very confusing. Okay. I'm gonna delete this driver. We're gonna delete all of them. Because if this is the way it's gotta it's the way it's gotta be, then that's just how it's gotta be. I don't like it, but you know, whatever. Hit that save button real quick. Go back. So those are moving, but they're not going to do anything, as expected. So if I want her face or mouth to move, I'm going to have to control it on its own, which is a pain in the butt, because this is what I have to do to make this work. First of all, I'm going to change this from being the outliner. I'm going to change it into the, what's it called? Is it NLA editor? Dope sheet. And instead of dope sheet, I'm gonna call it shape key editor. So now I have to animate these separately.
Hey Silver, you humming a theme? I got one for you. La da da, la da da. La da 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 da. La da da, la da da.
I don't know what theme that is. What is this? I don't get it. I don't
Cryo, you piece of honey sugared fudge nugget.
Okay. Careful what you say around here, people. I will not have cursing on my stream. And fudge nuggets, I don't know. I have to look that up. I'm not sure what those are. Are they good? All right, let's see here. Shape key editor, right? You got the shape key editor, but what's weird about it is that it doesn't. Does it show up here? Oh, it will.
So for the
I
best.
don't feel like I am,
Say.
but I know it's all imaginary. Are they real? And do they feel it's all the pain?
All right, I see.
Just inside my head.
And we go over here to whatever this one was. And go like, 16. Then we go, about there.
Bestow.
And then we maybe open her mouth a little bit. Why not? So we have to animate this way, I think, in order to get her expressions to work. Ah! Close her mouth again. And top lid.
I wonder why people use liquid glass on anything. To be honest, what's the point? I don't understand.
You are very transfixed by the fact that liquid glass exists.
It's important to him. Don't knock it until you've tried it, I guess. What is liquid glass? Since you've been watching and listening to stuff about it, please tell us, what is liquid glass, Alex?
Basically, it's like this gooey substance. It's like Jello almost, but it's glass apparently.
Okay. Is it food?
No, I don't even think you're supposed to be eating that. Like, oh my.
Okay.
Like, you heat it up and then it just becomes solid after that.
All right. And it's a building material, yes?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Well, now that we know that it is a building material that you're not supposed to eat, what is gross about it?
The fact that someone ate it and it sounds so... Ugh, dude. I have never listened to ASMR in my life, but that was like... Ugh.
Well, okay. Now that we know what your limits are when it comes to things you don't like, I guess we're just gonna not talk about liquid glass anymore. We can stop talking about liquid glass now. We've gotten it out in the open. The world knows. It has been informed. Thank you, everyone, for all of your hard work.
So when are we getting issue 10?
Apparently it's been delayed.
Oh. What, for a whole month?
I don't know. I just saw that on our little Discord server for the IDW Sonic thing.
Oh.
Every time somebody brings up the IDW Sonic comics, I'm like, oh right, those exist.
Me too, actually.
They do exist.
How to alienate your audience 101. Have Ian Flynn talk about them negatively.
I mean, I have not been following any of the controversies, and I do not care about them. I've also not been reading the comics because, well, as an Archie fan, I don't care. It's got nothing that I recognize or care about in it, so I'm not worried about it.
I thought you were gonna say, as an Archie fan, I feel like I can't watch them because it would be a disgrace.
Well, it's not that. And I have no problem being a part of the thing that Animagination's doing. I like doing the voice acting stuff, but it's just like I'm not interested in the story at all. I don't know what's happening. So what's the story so far about, Al? I'm about to call you Al, the guy Silver, because it's like
my name's Big Al.
No, but
Everyone
seriously,
loves Big Isle. No,
conservatives.
basically, the
What about
story takes place after forces.
Okay.
Immediately.
Immediately.
And basically, it's sort of like, oh, what's going on? You know, because Robotnik's Badniks are teaming up. They're coming in like groups when they should be disbanded and confused because no one's in command. No one's in top command.
Right.
And throughout the entire story, we're teased that there's someone in this chair for a long time. And after a while, it turns out it is Dr. Robotnik. But wait, there's more. Sonic infiltrates this massive ship where Eggman's waiting for him. And then Eggman melts. Oh, wait a second. It's Metal Sonic. So Metal Sonic's actually been in control of the force, control of Eggman's forces after the whole Fortress to do. And now Metal Sonic has this massive plan to do something. We don't know what it is, but all we need to know is that everyone's trying to stop him. And in the last issue, in the latest issue, issue 9, he went super.
Oh, okay. So this
You
is
wanna know,
the plot of Sonic Heroes again?
So are we
The
supposed to
worst
assume that Neo Metal Sonic from Heroes and Omega and Shadow just like threw him to the curb and he just repaired himself?
Yeah, probably.
Again?
That's okay.
Basically, it was the worst plot twist ever, and Ian trolled everybody. He said, "We're having a new villain in IDW," and then it's like, there's no new villain. It's just Metal Sonic because new villain.
I don't mind Metal Sonic. I like him. He needs more love, in my opinion.
Basically, it was hilarious how the volume ended. You know, like where Robotnik's sitting in the chair. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is Eggman. Then who was the other dude?" It was like he didn't plan that out either. Actually, he just made Eggman.
Look at all those Eggman robots. Just look at them all. You sick yet?
all those Eggman robots!
Basically, Ian trolled himself too, along with the readers, because he didn't plan to actually make that Eggman or whatever sitting in the chair at the end.
Uh-huh. That's not trolling. It's just not planning. I don't know if you know what trolling is. Sorry.
So then it became Metal Sonic. Here we are now.
Alright, so here we are.
It was sort of weird, but I have not been reading since volume 7, I believe. That's the last one that I have.
So, this could be how we control the textures. I mean, control the thing. But what's up?
If you're wondering, I got all of the IDWs, volumes 2 through 7, for only $15, so it wasn't a lot of money.
That's fine. Let's see here. Let's go to...
That's a good bargain.
Yeah, it's not bad for, like, what'd you say, 2 through 7? That's not bad. $15. It's almost, $2-3 per issue? I'm not even doing the math in my head, for real. I'm just talking. I'm just jaw-jacking.
5 comics right there. 5 comics. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's $3 an issue, which is quite expensive, but still, it's like you're getting 5. Enough. That's not quite expensive. That's regular. That's regular price. So we got that. We got material.
Do you remember when comics used to be a decent price? You just go in there, you just put like a single. For you guys, just put like a single dollar on the counter, and there you are. Jobs are good. And
Oh yeah, I remember that. I got some Archie issues, like 25 of them, no joke, at one point, for like $25 actually. It was weird what my comic store was doing. It was sort of like, hey guys, we're having a sale for free comic book day on top of
no, I don't mean in sales. I mean in general. In general, when the comics first came out.
No, I don't know. I don't think I've ever bought. I wasn't buying comics at the time.
The best I got for $1, well, a few of them for $1 was at like a flea market where it was like, you know, Marvel's Apes. I got a Spider-Man, I got a Street Fighter volume, and those were like $1 a piece. Like literally, they were actually $1 a piece. They didn't overcharge me anything or, you know, bring up the price. It was weird.
Can I link the node setup?
That reminds me of a time where I was watching It with a friend, and it's like it was paying attention to the background, and like the prices of like I forget what it was, but he's like, he just turns to me and goes like, 80s prices, man.
The reason the button exists is when you press it, the blender material gets changed. It converts a non-mode material into a node material, and doing it automatically, we switch between renders to break materials. I don't want to do that. I just want to turn off. I've actually. Oh, it's an add-on?
Wait a minute. Hold on. We're not 10 volumes into Sonic IDW yet?
No, we're not.
No, it's been delayed.
What? I thought we were like 11 volumes in. What's up with
No,
all
it's
the
like,
other-
wait, it's been delayed. All of a sudden, news comes out. It's been delayed indefinitely.
Oh,
5
no.
months later, new comic series coming soon.
That would be upsetting for people who
Oh
cared.
my god, that would be the worst.
It's like,
way to
oh,
do that.
you're doing the same thing you did with Archie, I see. Okay. Yeah, that's how the Archie comics ended. Like, oh, it's been delayed, and then ultimately it was over. And it was like, no, they didn't tell anybody. They didn't send out any refunds to people who had already got subscriptions. They sent them other comics. It was just a mess. I guess I could download this. Why not?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Darn it.
When volume 7 came out, volume 8 was already out, and then by the time volume 9 came out, I couldn't get volume 8 because apparently it didn't come out yet. Like, I'm confused. What's up with this?
I don't know, man. I've not, like I said, not been following any of the production of this thing, and I do not care. If the thing just stops
Like, no
happening, I
joke.
wouldn't mind.
Like, no joke, my comic book store actually stopped selling IDW volumes because they didn't know when each one was coming out. They couldn't do it. They just randomly received volumes, and then they just, I don't know, like, when I went there to try and get volumes 1 through 7, they said, oh, those didn't come in.
Drink some
I'm
water,
like-
mate.
Who's water?
You.
Me?
You
Why?
hiccuped.
Oh. Sure. I've been drinking water all forever. Actually, I don't have the hiccups. I just hiccuped. It's like a. I don't have the hiccups. Darn it! You gave me the hiccups.
You made me think about it.
Now I have the hiccups. Alright, let's see here. We got, I don't know, I'm having just the time of my life over here trying to figure out what in the world's wrong with everything.
Comics are weird though right now. It's like, you know,
Always
DC is having issues of like Batman where they just show his junk. That was weird. And then like, you know, Marvel, they're barely selling anything in terms of what they normally do. They're not doing well.
Well,
And then, you know, IDW, some comics, you know, they just stopped selling them altogether.
Marvel was on the verge of, or had already filed for bankruptcy before Disney acquired them. So I can imagine that whatever was wrong with Marvel has not been fixed.
Oh, I can tell you exactly what's going on. Politics, SJWs, it's the same thing with cartoons.
What?
That's going on right now.
I can just turn off use
It's
notes.
weird. Now there's Comicsgate because, you know, keep your politics out of my comics, guys.
Because
They're-
everyone's getting too sensitive for the real world.
I didn't
No, see, you know like
expect that.
how with cartoons, every single creator has a connection to this one dude, aka the guy who made Adventure Time, and
Hiccups
how
were
they're working in
like kryptonite.
unprofessional environments all the time, where there's literally no control, no quality control, or any of that stuff outside of like Disney. Yeah, basically that's what's happening with comic books, pretty much. Like, they're allowed to go free and run rampant and put whatever they want in their stuff. In
Well, this
disregard
I
of
need to
quality,
dust off
sort of.
Megatron.
It's pushing people away, pretty much.
All that I know for a fact with Marvel is that they keep trying to like, okay, here's a legacy character for this person, this hero. Okay, new Iron Man, new Hulk, new this, new that. All new, all different Marvel has not been that successful at all.
They're basically trying to appeal to people that are not buying their comics. Like, you know, like how the people who complain about certain things, yeah, they start to bend to their will, and it's like, hey, women, you want this comic? Wait, you're the ones who complain about there not being women in comics?
Well,
Oh,
thankfully, DC actually has some balls left, and they haven't done that. They just make good stories.
Yeah, basically everyone's looking at it like, okay, Miles Morales worked, so let's give every single Marvel hero a legacy character, even though nobody wants that. They just want their character.
So I'm following Fox Cordova's advice here and turning off views nodes, and maybe this will solve my problem. Maybe. We'll see in just a momento here. Oh, continue your conversation about the SJWs. It was so interesting.
I do know that Marvel, for whatever reason, has been trying to, what is it? Yeah, it's Captain Marvel. They've been trying to, like, relaunch that series, like, constantly. It keeps getting canceled, and then they try to relaunch it. They really want to make Captain Marvel the mascot of Marvel Comics, but nobody wants to read those comics. They just keep canceling it and relaunching the series.
Ah, here we go. Hold on.
No wonder you know I like Captain Marvel. She doesn't look like a woman. Like, Jesus. Have you seen her lately?
I have never seen Captain Marvel.
Dude.
She's the one that goes Shazam, right? Oh, this is interesting.
She's like
the one that goes Shazam.
Hey, women.
No, that's no. Sorry, sir. That's Tobey Maguire.
Oh, yeah. Pizza time.
Oh my god.
Alright, so the
Is it funny how I can imagine Marvel's thought process? Like, hey guys, we're gonna bring you Captain Marvel. Wait,
what?
You want her to? Sorry. How about we just give her a woman's body and call it a day, guys? I mean, Captain Marvel wasn't a woman before, was she?
No, Captain Marvel's been a woman for a long time now.
Yeah, for always, as far as I know.
She hasn't. I don't think she's always been female, but she's
No,
been female for like at least 90% of her existence in the world of comics. Like,
no, Captain Marvel, the way it was, there was a character named Marvel, that was a guy, and he had a sidekick basically that was Miss Marvel,
Right.
and then Captain Marvel, the original one, he died, and then Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, became the new Captain Marvel, and that's where we're at in the comics.
I don't understand.
To be honest, I never even knew Captain Marvel was ever a guy. It was always a girl.
Oh yeah, he's been a guy for a long time, or was
Who's that?
really.
Who are we on about?
Oh no.
Captain Marvel.
happening?
Oh, Captain Marvel, yeah.
I think I've ruined it. Thankfully.
No joke. What Marvel's doing with her now seems weird to me, but I guess it was weird when Captain Marvel became a woman for them, I guess. like
I liked what was it, like Captain Marvel when she was Miss Marvel. I liked the character there. She was sort of like sassy, but like, you know, sort of clumsy in a way, like both confident and not. It was an interesting like character. I liked her as Miss Marvel. I just haven't liked her since she became Captain Marvel.
Great.
Yeah,
What is happening? Why is it like this? I'm upset. Okay. You
Oh,
can
yeah,
tell by
guys.
my voice that I'm so mad.
Is anybody
The
else?
Woes of Ruthless. Coming
Yes.
out this Friday.
This Friday, the woes
This Friday.
of Roadless.
Pre-order now to get the bonus track. Oh, woe is me.
Roadless.
Wait, what is the
Roadless
game- what does it look
boo-hoos.
like? Guys, what does it look like? What's the gameplay involved? What's the story? It exists. Here's the title. Pre-order the $250 bonus edition of the game.
And you'll get a free model of Roadless. It's like broken.
Oh, the Iron Fist show that was gonna be on Netflix. I guess they canceled it.
Did they
And
cancel
Luke
it or?
Cage.
I believe they canceled Iron Fist on Netflix.
And they cancelled Luke Cage.
Didn't it not do well because it wasn't good? I watched like one episode of it. I don't know. Not to.
Yeah, I watched like one episode of Iron Fist. I like Luke Cage. I need to actually finish that series at some point.
Mouth
Same.
corner.
Yeah, I liked Luke Cage as well. That was a really, really good series. Again, I need to finish it too, but it was good. It was good.
Don't they release shows in like batches, as in like the entire season is there? Like,
Yeah, it's Netflix.
Yeah. So that they're just not gonna do another one because it's expensive.
Also, do you know what makes me laugh? Do you know this Titans show that's coming out?
Oh, the
one
Teen
that's
Titans?
with-
Oh, that
yeah, the
everyone
one
hates.
with Robin doing Batman. Over here in the UK, we're going to get for free on
What?
Netflix, whereas you guys need to pay for DC service,
No.
and that's like
Why?
$60.
Wait, why?
What do we
I think it's
pay for?
60. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It might just be 30. It might just be 30. I could be wrong. But you got to pay
Batman?
something for DC service just to play,
Well,
just
Why
to
do
watch.
you guys get it for free?
Because we're special.
Yeah, that's why it is. Because they're
No,
special.
because over there, the people who are doing it are just dumb. They really are. Like,
Oh.
it's cheap. Like, you're giving one part of the audience it for free, and the rest of the audience, the audience where the bloody project spawns from, are being made to pay for it.
Because they're not sure that people in the UK are gonna put money down for that. They're like, nah. I'm
like-
good. I'm good, mate.
Okay.
It
What
was
are
not just
the
the
like
UK,
number
it's
one
Europe.
characters?
It's just all of Europe.
Oh.
What are the number one characters for like people in the UK? Like, what are some UK superheroes? We got Captain Britain, and we got Spider-Man UK.
You know, no one really thinks of those. Everyone just thinks of Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse. I've never heard
Danger
of this.
Mouse.
Who's Danger Mouse?
Danger Mouse and Red Dwarf and Only Fools and Horses and
I've actually
you know,
never
those are
heard.
like the first typical things when you see like television shows or stuff like that,
All right.
or you know, or infamous characters.
Never talked about you know, UK superheroes before on this channel, this show. What are the big guys that are or you know, characters that are really popular in your homeland?
In my home, well, actually, the Beano was really popular. That was like, you know, your Dennis the Menace. And then was that other one. That's really, I think it's like the Dandy or something. I don't really remember. I actually grew up with a little bit of Dennis the Menace, actually. That was actually, I actually watched a bit. I actually watched some of the cartoon, and I actually read some of the comics as well.
What is happening?
Interesting.
What is going on? What did I do to Blaze? She is wrecked.
Okay, so what I'm expecting this to happen. So DC launches their network, right? They're like, the fans are like, "Where's Batman?" DC goes, "Screw Batman."
Nobody likes
Batman's
Batman.
overrated. I'm sorry. These days, since 2009, it's just been like Batman, 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 Batman. It's just
like you
Batman
do know
everywhere.
there are other
I mean,
DC
heck, it's got to a point
right?
where Batman is literally in the toilet, is on toys, toilet paper, cans of baked beans. Like, it's getting ridiculous. He's
But-
everywhere these.
You get the baked beans, and of course, you'll need the toilet paper. That's important.
It's that thing where it's like DC. It's sort of similar to what like Marvel did, where it's like, okay, the mascot of Marvel Comics pretty much is Spider-Man. Then once a super popular movie comes out, it's like, okay, now it's pretty much Iron Man with Spider-Man to the side. It used to be like DC, yeah, Superman. It's like real popular movie franchise comes out. All right, now everything is Batman with some Superman to the side.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
guys.
like how they treat Superman. I really
Did-
don't.
Like in the
Did
movies or the show or like.
I like Superman is my guy. Okay, I was a Superman kid.
Batman's
Even
a
though,
Mary Sue anyway, says Eternal.
even though I never
not
read the
wrong.
comics, I just preferred the character out of all the comic book characters.
Gentlemen prefer supers. No, I get it.
They put Superman. First of all, they got rid of like 95% of his abilities. Where's his shape shifting? His super
love it.
kiss?
Where's
Where's his
God.
ability
Wow.
to see the human soul?
Where is it?
I think some of those things are probably for the best that they removed because that's just OP and we don't need that freaking Superman.
What about that time he like literally held infinity with the help of I think Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
But where's Doomsday? What happened to that, man? All we had was Superman Doomsday.
Also, Superman is strong enough to absolutely just destroy Dr. Fate's helmet.
Oh, he is. Eh?
Like if Superman was able to just like, you know, just do whatever he wanted, not worrying about like the safety of others, he would probably have destroyed the planet by now, easily, years ago.
Probably. Blaze Cuss. Oh, hey, that's perfect. Okay, jeez. Well, this is what I needed to do the entire time. Turn off the nodes. Duh, that's what Fox was telling me.
It's
That
like
was the secret.
top 10 overpowered anime characters. #1 is Superman.
Yeah, he is.
Every list.
Oh
Yeah,
no, what
guys.
happened to the... What? What's up?
Anybody else confused at how IDW Sonic is supposed to be the thing that's gonna save IDW and drag it up out of the ground?
I thought
When-
that was...
Transformers were doing that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Transformers. That's Transformers' job.
IDW have done a really good... I mean, I haven't read any of them, but they have, like, treated the Transformers franchise... Like, I feel like if there's ever to be another Transformers cartoon apart from this new one that just came out, it should be based on the comics. This is what I don't get. Why do comics get turned into animated shows like the Marvel comics? It literally makes so much sense.
Well, the DC franchises get movies. They don't really get TV shows as often.
Yeah, and they're covering comic book landmark stories. But it's like, with something like Sonic, just adapt the Archie comics, or make a fresh show, but do adaptations of some of the stories into, you know, the arcs of the show.
Yeah, I mean that could work, but it's not gonna happen.
Like you said that Marvel,
Blaze
like
face.
Marvel characters get a lot of TV shows. It's pretty much just Spider-Man, and maybe occasionally people talk about the X-Men. There's not really much. out
Cryo
there
and
in
Silver,
terms of-
Spider-Man versus Superman. Who you got? That's
Oh.
what Fox Cordova said. I don't know what
No,
he means by
Spider-Man
that.
fought Batman. He fought with Superman against Venom once, and Venom just straight up destroyed Superman and Spider-Man with no effort.
It's excessive.
Oh, you want?
Wait, what is Venom magical or something? Superman is like...
That just happened.
Did you know that the Unicron story of Transformers is still going on in the IDW comics when the Unicron trilogy of anime already ended?
Anime?
You know, Transformers Armada,
Oh.
Energon, and Cybertron, those 3 shows? Yeah, apparently
I
they're...
grew up with Energon and Cybertron, and I really enjoyed those shows, even though I look back at them and they're like,
Yeah, no
back
joke.
then, they were my shows, and I actually had the monster truck from Cybertron, because there was these duo characters who on Earth, 2 Decepticons, and it was a monster. Wait,
So
was it?
I'm guessing
was
that
it a
answers your question there.
on the motorcycle? No, I think was it? I'm sure it was the motorcycle and the monster truck. They may not have been. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that was like so long ago.
I will
I'm
have to
sure
revisit
that was
this.
the duo, but it was just these random duo on Earth. Just like, and sometimes I don't remember the show that well. I just remember there was a monster truck guy in there, and I got him for Christmas one year.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, I was around when Transformers Animated happened, so at the moment I'm literally watching Energon and Cybertron on TV. Like,
Literally.
it's rerunning on TV.
Not figuratively. Just as long as we know, it's important. Save this puppy right there.
It was only recently that I found like a month or so ago, at least like no longer than 2 months ago, I discovered the fact there are apparently Marvel anime out there. Like,
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I've seen those. There was the Iron Man anime that was done by those same people who did, I think, what, Samurai Champloo or some group. I forget what they actually did.
The Iron Man anime, the X-Men anime,
The Avengers
Iron Man
anime?
movie.
The Avengers Disc War.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
It's got such a kick-ass intro song.
It does. It does. It's just a...
Hello,
Hello, Joshua Simonson. Welcome to the Variable Productivity live stream where we are getting nothing done. Just gonna be honest with you right now.
I think the only time I
you-
remember seeing Marvel in an anime was that one time they made like a Deadpool anime or something like that. Or at least he appeared in an anime of sorts.
He was in the Disc War. He showed up there.
Okay, then I remember those clips.
Yeah, he wasn't actually like featured, but yeah, they did like Deadpool.
The Japanese dub was intense.
Did you know the Iron Man anime movie had the Punisher in it? And he was the main selling point of the movie, and he only showed up for one scene. No joke. They just left him there. They abandoned him while he was just sitting there chasing like Hawkeye and Black Widow on motorcycles.
It's like, everyone thinks, okay, the Kingpin, you're a Daredevil's main villain. It's like, no, you heathens, he was a Spider-Man villain. Before he was a Daredevil villain, years before. Oh, people say the Punisher is his own standalone character. No, sir, he was a Spider-Man villain before that.
You're turning more and more nerd the longer you talk. You
Oh
realize
yeah,
that,
what about Marvel's New Avengers? There's another anime, I believe. Marvel's New Avengers, where it's like these kids trying to become the next Avengers, basically.
That sounds great.
There's like 10 different Avengers teams. There's like New Avengers, the regular Avengers, the Defenders, the Ultimates. There's the West Coast Avengers.
Because that matters. Point of origin is important to these people.
West Coast Avengers. I've never heard of those before, actually.
Yeah. They exist.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it, freaking Joshua Simonson. Just gonna put that extra thick wherever you can put it. Well, thank you. It's good to know that my work is appreciated by some people. I can't... Oh, well, now it's like that. So I guess it just sort of starts on whatever...
Hey.
What? What are you doing? What are you talking?
The textures on Blaze are back.
The what on Blaze?
The textures on Blaze are back.
Well, I've been working on this entire time, so I should hope so. Just trying to make sure that her materials show up where they're supposed to. I'm also trying to figure out how to do animations. I can get the textures to show up, no problem. That's not an issue. The issue that I think I'm running into right now is more to do with like her her animations and the shape keys that I have applied and that kind of stuff. So we're about to see what happens here.
Oh yeah. Whoa, I have an idea actually. I think I know why IDW 10 is actually delayed.
Jeez.
They fired one of the editors. They fired one of the
I thought you were
editors.
trying to help me. Okay. I found that text some time ago, and I use it wherever I can. That's funny. Can you put a background music back on? I certainly can. Just a moment.
Yep. I just found our reason for the delay in IDW. I just clicked back into my head this second. Like, it just immediately popped in. But yeah, they're replacing one of the editors with another one, basically.
New editor, who this?
I don't even know who the new editor is. I mean, it's a woman, that's what I know. At least her name, which I forgot.
Her name is a woman. I'm sorry, that's dumb sounding. The way you said it, though, it's a at least her name. The way you said that, I was like, well, her name's a woman.
Well, you know, maybe it's like a Spanish name where it's like you have the male, female.
Oh yeah, they don't really make a distinction sometimes, or they do. Okay, so, they do make a distinction in between words and stuff, where we do not usually do that. So there's Blaze Fur, gonna put that on her face. It's already there. Okay, she's just too shiny. I think that's because of the lighting.
It's really kind of weird, you know. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, you know, like how at Volume 3 or whatever, like that one artist never came back or whatever. I think they're trying to phase out certain employees. Like, I think Yardley got help with the last issue or whatever in terms of like, you know, the pages. So they're probably phasing him out too. I don't know.
Oh,
But
that's too bad.
they're doing something right there.
Okay, for some reason though, the animation of her face isn't happening. Like, that's interesting. Why is that? Stop moving, Blaze. That's weird what you're doing.
Anyone
So,
remember that what was it, that Iron Man TV show from like the early to mid 2000s?
I am Iron Man.
It wasn't it wasn't that one. I think it was
Iron Man
called, like,
Armored Adventures.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what.
I remember watching that show, and I was like, "This is totally a cash in on the movie that had just come out," because this was like,
It's so weird. Why did they make Iron Man a teenager?
because they were trying to make him. They were trying to make him relatable, and also make a kids show about Iron Man where he's not drinking constantly.
I thought you were gonna say they're trying to make him Spider-Man.
You know, Armored Adventures.
Everyone
actually,
a teenager. Reminds me of that Ultimate Spider-Man TV show where they made like Luke Cage and Nova just like 17. That was weird.
These are adults, man.
No, seriously, you guys know that Armored Adventures actually got a second season. It aired on Vortex or 4Kids, basically in like 2013 or 2014.
Interesting. I did not know.
Why so
that.
long after the first season aired?
Yeah, it actually had a continuation, but because it wasn't on a major network like, you know, Nicktoons, the original place it aired, it basically was unwatched. The same thing happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, and it ended.
The only Marvel TV show I want to see continuation of is Spectacular Spider-Man, so that's all I'm hoping for.
Oh my god, you fanboy. Stop.
That's all I'm hoping for. You know, you got your Young Justice. The same guy that worked on Spectacular Spider-Man is working on Young Justice.
Spectacular, spectacular justice.
Justice League. But like, if after, you know, Young Justice season 3 wraps up, we can get a Spectacular Spider-Man Netflix series, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that. Very happy with that.
You know that's not gonna happen, don't you?
No, it won't happen, but I can be
Unless
hopeful.
Sony gets the rights to Spider-Man back.
Well, it's weird because like, they own the rights to Spectacular Spider-Man. They don't own the rights to air it on TV, but do they own the rights to like put it out on Netflix?
You want to know what I want to do? Well,
What do you want to do?
Superior Spider-Man didn't get a cartoon because Superior Spider-Man shot a dude in the head and he's Dr. Octopus.
That would be cool, seeing a Superior Spider-Man animated series.
He's cooler than Spider-Man. He is best Spider-Man.
He is superior Spider-Man. I get it.
Well, he's Doc Ock.
No, seriously.
So if we can get Alfred Molina to play Superior Spider-Man.
Dude, I just want a Superior Spider-Man cartoon, man.
Welcome back, Pilgrim Journey. We're still talking about nothing. I mean, it's Spider-Man, so I guess it is something. It's just... Now that's interesting. Why in the world are the animations say that the ones that I do for... What's it called? Dope Sheet, right? And they go to Dope Sheet. In Dope Sheet, everything's here, but I can't save, like, all of this stuff at once. I can render it all. Combine Shape Key Editor with Action Editor. Is that possible? Let's take a look.
I am hoping, though, it's like, okay, we finally have Spider-Man in the MCU as of, like, current year 2016. But yeah, yeah, can we please have Spider-Man fight the Kingpin at some point? I don't care about your whole, no Netflix characters can show up in the MCU. That needs to happen.
Well, what would he be doing? Just be like a cameo? I feel like some of the more pedestrian villains of these things are like, who cares? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
but, like,
Vulture.
The Kingpin was a major Spider-Man villain for decades.
No, I get that, but like, where does he fit in the cosmic conflict with all of the Thanoses and and the Krell, whatever his name is, the dude who's gonna be in Captain Marvel, the judge. What was his name? The villain from the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ronan,
yeah, Ronan the Accuser, and like those guys. Like, where does Kingpin fit in right now?
Spider-Man.
He'll be like in the third Spider-Man film.
Maybe.
You know he will.
Wait a minute, Spider-Man. Wait, Spider-Man isn't in the MCU. I mean, Sony controls where he goes, what happens to him. Like,
yeah, and they have a plan for him to appear in 5 MCU films, but yet his contract with Sony says that Tom Holland has to appear as Spider-Man for 6 films.
Poor Tom Holland.
One of them has to be in a Venom film.
Oh yeah.
Technically, doesn't that mean Spider-Man's just constantly hopping in and out of the MCU canon every 5 seconds?
I feel like it'd be better for them to just extend the contract, because Sony wouldn't have to lift a finger and they'd still be getting all the money from the solo films.
They would, but Sony wants all of the money from everything. Like, this is ours.
I guess Spider-Man's just saying, hey guys, I exist. Oh, no, I don't exist, guys. Oh, I exist now. Every single movie that comes out by Marvel now, it's just like...
See, I don't know how they're going to explain that. If they pull Spider-Man out of the MCU after Far From Home, it's just like, yeah, Spider-Man doesn't exist anymore, I guess. He's just gone.
Everyone's just sitting around like, hey guys, when's Spider-Man gonna come back?
Oh, never?
I don't know.
It's like plot twist, Far From Home was just him in purgatory.
Yeah, when he turned into dust, that's where he went.
He's gonna be the only permanent death.
Permanent. Well, that would actually be the only way to kind of sever the ties at this point, without making everything look stupid. Pilgrim Journeys, top 10 most dangerous drivers in America. Oh no, not driving anymore. Well, that's good. Why can't I find any of this stuff anyway? This is sort of infuriating.
Still
So about children.
like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but you can't. I can delete this. You're wrong. Whatever you're saying, Alex, you're wrong. What are you saying, though?
Who own the Hulk?
Who owns the Hulk?
Marvel still doesn't own the Hulk for a solo film. They're sharing it with Universal, I think.
Yeah, that's...
Universal just like...
It's all they have. They see all this money getting made. They're like, okay, we're gonna do our own Dark Universe. That failed. We have no reason to give you the Hulk. We need that.
So does that mean the Hulk isn't in the MCU either? Because
even though Universal have Steven Spielberg, like, you know, a money making, you know.
Yeah, well, he won't live forever. The Hulk will.
There is a rumor that Marvel is in talks with Universal about making another solo Hulk film, but
I don't care to see one. It's like, also, Hulk is not terrifically interesting.
He really works best just as a side character in a movie. Plus, they've had like full arc of like Bruce Banner and the Hulk that's gonna cap off in Avengers 4 anyway, according to Kevin Feige.
Which works pretty well because it's like he's the Hulk. We don't have to focus on him and all of his problems. We can just sort of see them tangentially and how that affects the rest of the team. I'm okay with that. I am not okay with this. I cannot, for some reason, get the shape keys to animate, which is a problem for me. I got the textures to show up, no problem.
Keys are the problem.
You must be the solution that the shape keys could never be.
So where's our Moon Knight film?
Moon Knight?
Moon Knight.
I honestly
Never.
thought it was Moon Knight in the new Spider-Man into the
Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse, that's it.
No, we got
I wanted to say Spideyverse, but I was like, is it Spideyverse? Web universe? Webverse?
the World Wide Web.
The World Wide Web. Wow.
Why did it work for that guy, but it won't work for me? Why are you like this, Blaze?
Yo, guys, check out Spider-Verse. We got Mexican Spider-Man, Pig Spider-Man, Robot Spider-Man, Lady
Your
Knox
mama Spider-Man.
Pilot Spider-Man, Gwen Man.
No. Your mama Spider-Man would be Madam Web.
Oh, with an incredible record of 0 accidents in the past 15 years, so that's good. 15 years is a good record. Don't get in another accident, otherwise we will know it's on purpose. Okay.
Like,
I do not know how to control or manipulate this scene. I realize that now.
wait, you said Miles Morales was Mexican Spider-Man. Excuse me, sir, but if you look back to 1991, you'll see that there was a Mexican Spider-Man by the name of Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099.
Oh yeah, sure, great. What in the world, man? What in the actual heck?
Dude, I believe Enter the Spider-Verse is not gonna work out because there are too many Spider-Mans to focus on in an hour-and-a-half long movie.
I think it'll be fine because there's only 2 Spider-Mans we're actually focusing on. That's Miles Morales' character and Spider-Man, the original or whatever. So they're the leads. Everyone else is like a supporting character. It'll be fine.
See, I don't know what the Amazing Spider-Man really is going to be because he can't be the 616 universe. They kind of said that, yeah, he's not really the main Amazing Spider-Man. He's like a Spider-Man going through his midlife crisis, so it's not like, they said it's not quite the Amazing Spider-Man from the main Marvel universe. And it can't be the, like, obviously it can't be the Tobey Maguire films, even though they're referenced.
Maybe he just isn't any Spider-Man that's existed beforehand. Maybe he's an original Cryo.
Maybe.
Of all the Spider-Man, you just make one original Spider-Man that's vaguely based off of the original Amazing Spider-Man?
The only Spider-Man that matters is
That
Spider
makes a lot of
Cop.
sense.
That's what Fox Godava says.
Yeah,
The
Spider-Cop.
It's weird. The problem with the Spider-Verse is that there are too many Spider-Man. Hopefully they don't pull a Spider-Man 3 and try to go like, hey guys, everybody's a hero.
Everyone,
You know,
everyone goes bad boy. Bad boy. Everyone goes.
Not a
everyone
bad
turns on the
person,
edge.
he just has bad luck. He has a sick daughter, so it's perfectly fine for him to be a criminal, murder people, and steal money from banks.
Bang money!
No, and then there's a Spider-Man. It's like, guys, I killed Mary Jane, and they're like, what?
I do like having Spider-Man Noir there, though. That's cool.
You have that one Spider-Man. It's like, hey guys, we're all super happy. This man walks
The one
in.
that has the least amount of screen time out of all the Spider-Man in any video game and film.
Our baby, it died.
It's a shame too because like Spider-Man Noir is one of the most interesting alternate realities of all of the Spider-Men, of all of the Spider-Verses, but he barely gets any attention.
Oh my god. And then he just falls to the ground. He just hits his knees. He's like, I'm radioactive. I'm radioactive. And he
Well,
just slips over in the corner for the rest of the movie.
Wow, okay, stop it. Alright.
I mean, there is the Marvel Ruins version of Spider-Man where he literally just has cancer. He didn't get any powers from anything. He got bit by that spider and just got a deadly disease.
Oh my god. That would be so funny.
It's not.
It's just like
Why
it's
does-
that one Spider.
Whatever.
It's that one Spider-Man that
Oh,
everybody.
whoa.
He's just there in the corner crying.
This is Wide Blaze, everyone. Welcome. Meet Wide Blaze. Hello, everyone. My name is Wide Blaze.
Yes, we
Alex, spider cancer is no laughing matter.
It really isn't. More than 1 out of 10 Americans and 1,000% of everyone from the UK has spider cancer.
No, but seriously though, the Spider-Man that everybody hates needs to be there. Like, he's just like, listen, everything in my body is radioactive. They're like, yes, so what? So are we.
The Spider-Man everyone hates So, which one would that be? Andrew Garfield?
The one.
T-posing so hard it breaks reality. Indeed it does, Ethereal Obscenity. Breaking reality. I am getting... I don't know. I'm running into a wall here and I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried, you guys.
Oh, Jesus, why didn't you tell me there was one coming up?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, that kills. Ow.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Has no one got a tissue?
No. No tissues.
Oh, it hurts.
So I've got animation clips, but none of them are the one that I'm looking for. None of them work.
Oh no.
I don't understand why this is happening.
What if oh, that would be hilarious. If the Superior Spider-Man was in the movie and then everybody turns on him at the last second like, wait, you're Doc Ock. We need to destroy you.
Well, here's the thing: in the main comics, Doc Ock still isn't dead. When Peter pretty much like regained like control of his own body, Doc Ock somehow stored his consciousness in like a robotic Spider-Man type suit. So he's like a Spider-Man Doc Ock hybrid type thing. It's weird.
He took all of Spider-Man's memories and all that stuff. He's like, oh my god, that would be hilarious. It's just like, wait, we can talk about this. I am Spider-Man. No, you're Doc Ock. Okay, you got me. But I have Spider-Man's memories. You can't forget that. I'm the hero around here. And he's literally the final person they fight before the movie ends while the credits are rolling.
I can imagine what that must feel like to just all of a sudden have like all of the memories of an entire person's lifetime become your own while still keeping your old like self, your own memories.
Yeah, it probably sucks. Probably not great. Not a great deal. Okay, so this is what I don't understand about. This is one of the many things I don't understand, I'll be honest. I can't bring in any of her facial shape keys as animated, which is something I don't understand there, just in that itself. Let's do this.
Please don't tell me. Rotorless, please don't tell me you're gonna have to end up reworking everything that you worked so hard on.
That may be the case, but just like the videos I was liking and sharing on my Twitter and on YouTube, you gotta be prepared to throw it all away. If something doesn't work, you gotta find a way to make it work. I can't be all like, well, if you guys just need to stick with the way I do things. That's no good. What I'm trying to figure out here is where there would be problems, and honestly, this is something that I should have done maybe back in February when I started, because I have done every character. But the problems that we've encountered so far are not to do with the rigs themselves. There's no problem with getting animations to work, and I'm pretty sure there won't be any problems with getting animations to be linked together and to transposer, that kind of stuff, so I can make it walking animations and jumping animations and that kind of thing. The issue is with the smaller pieces, like the facial expressions. In game, that's not going to be a problem, because honestly, in the video game, Tails' face isn't going to move too much, except for maybe he blinks. But when it comes to the animations of the cutscenes, that's what we have to be concerned with. I just saw one of those videos on YouTube, Rotorless. Hey, thanks, Joshua. I mean, yeah, they're important. There's like, you gotta be prepared to just sort of, you gotta look at it. You gotta look at what you've done, look how to improve it, and if what you're doing isn't lining up with what needs to be done, you gotta undo it. Like the guy said on the video that I'm talking about, like, 7 mistakes or something that new developers makes is like you get caught up on an idea. It's like, no, it has to be done this way. This is the way it needs to be done. There's no way we can go back. That's how your project fails. That's how, that's where ideas kind of need to be pushed to the side because ideas are a dime a dozen, but execution is where everything comes into play. And that is my rant. I saw the robot video you posted on Twitter. The robot. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you like it.
Oh, no. That's very painful because you put so many VPLs into this, like 100, I believe.
It's probably not 100. There's about 87 videos on my channel. Maybe 50 of them are VPL. Maybe not, though. I started in February. I've been doing them just about every week since then. It's almost the end of the year. Agreed, Rodolus. We have to be willing to make adjustments when necessary. But I gotta find out what the problem is, right? So maybe there isn't a problem, or maybe there's just something I haven't considered. Actually, maybe that's a question I should ask. Sonic character eyes in Unity. How do you get those to work?
Wait, Cryo, you alive?
Yes, I am.
Silver. So wait, Silver's gone. I didn't even notice that he left. Like.
Oh yeah, he probably fell asleep or something. Yeah.
Oh, he's laughing again. He's laughing again. What does he have to say?
What you gotta say for yourself, man? 2D eyes on a 3D character. Perfect. I'm fairly new to Unity, but I have been playing around with it for a while, making some things and stuff. Mostly small test-like things. However, I can't think through what would be the best way to go about this. What would be the best way to add a 2D animated clip of eyes blinking on a UV map 3D mesh? Ultimately, I was trying to... archive image 1 is probably missing. Is it there? Yeah, it's gone. For everything I've done so far, I just have had static textures drawn into the text, static features drawn into the textures, but throwing animation into the mix has confused me. I've downloaded a few free assets from the asset store, and it seems that at least the ones I've downloaded simply swap out the entire texture for the model, with the facial parts of the texture modified. Okay, what's the answer? I just choose one of these ways. Keep the model as is, but assign a separate texture to the face/eyes. You simply have to cut the UV seams along the edges around the eyes. Huh. The eyes... Oh. Eyes closed below that. Eyes, whatever. Eyes, whatever, below that, so that, and so on.
Oh,
all on the one texture sheet.
Oh, the stream is offline. No, it can't be.
My stream's offline?
Not you. No. Sensei.
2 layers of geometry. Interesting.
I was literally right there. I'm like, I got a notification. I'm like, yeah, man, he's streaming. I come in, stream is offline already. Within 34 seconds, I'm like, oh, man. Like, the stream just instantly died, and I was just like, oh, man. My Sunday. My Sunday. What happened to it? Where did the time go?
I mean, one somewhere. I mean, if you think about it logically, time is just fabrication made by like.
Is itself a feature. Textures slide around the UV space. These are.
I am going to have to wait. I'm gonna wait and see if he comes back because I can't leave. I must not abandon my streamer. Okay. And I don't even know what I'm going off. I don't know what I'm going on about now. Like I'm really just trying to think of something to say.
You don't have to. We've got the music for that.
It's an upcoming event. That's why. Okay. Okay. But the stream is offline still, so I'm kind of confused. Not gonna lie.
Are you saying the stream, like Rodalus's stream, is offline?
No. Okay, I'll share it to you. So you can come in here and wait with me.
Are you streaming?
The top layer was flush with the rest of the face, and the bottom layer was just underneath the top layer. Normally, these two pieces of geometry would be right on top of one another, but I removed the top layer so I could see the bottom layer. Oh.
I literally just typed in @cry instead of that.
I am cry.
The UVs on the top and bottom layer. Oh, it's like an actual animation.
Seriously, I think I'm gonna cry.
I'm just super happy that like I was able to actually get a stream going last night. That was nice.
Yeah,
It didn't fail me.
Pretty good that the whole thing ended and you didn't have to. That's not exactly what I'm looking for.
The whole thing ended right as Silver was about to collapse right at his keyboard.
Yep.
And anybody remember when I was streaming and it died within like 15 minutes?
Hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Please be what I'm looking for.
My stream health was perfectly fine. It was on green, right? But then it just, I don't know what happened. It stopped. Just stopped working.
Add a UV sphere. Oh no. Non-spherical eyes. Is this talking about just doing the whole... Oh no.
How come me and Cryo can't manage to have like actual live streams that refuse how come we can't have live streams that actually work for some reason?
Oh no, mine worked. I now have like an actual setup. I just need to because the internet in my house where I normally am, because I'm in my room anytime I record anything or anything like that right now, but when I need to live stream, the weird thing with internet in my house is awful. So I need to basically go to the other side of the house so I can have a stable connection. So I have to move my PlayStation 4 to another room in the house on the other side of it so I can have a stable connection for a live stream. It's not too much of a hassle though, so I can do that every now and then. I could just live stream, which is why I'm waiting to actually live stream Spyro, so I have confidence in doing that. So I can. I don't know how to do that now.
Okay, so what they're suggesting, this person here is suggesting that I do what I used to do way back in the day, where you take a sphere and you squish it down using a what's it called, a lattice deform, and then you make that the texture. And I mean that's a way to do it. I really hope it's not the only way, but that seems pretty legit, because I used to do that when I first started out. It just never looks good. But it could possibly work in another... Non-spherical eyes in Unity.
Yeah, but when I used to... when I used to have Spectrum internet, yeah, I never had a problem with that on my PS4, like streaming at all. But then when I'd actually, go on OBS to try to, like, from my PC or whatever, it would just die. Like, my connection does not work, and it's like, what? So now when I use my mobile hotspot, it works for like 15 minutes, and then the stream dies, and I'm like, God dang it! I just want to stream some PS2 games. Let me do it. So
you remember the lattice technique? Oh yeah, it's in one of my
so pretty much at the moment
my,
I am going.
I made a tutorial a while back about this. What were you saying? What are you talking about?
So at the moment I'm going to try downloading XSplit on my PC so I can stream with that, because it seems to use up less resources than OBS does. And if that doesn't work, well, I can't stream PS2.
Looks like you can't. It's too bad. Non-spherical eye rigging. I don't want to do.
Like, I considered my stream from last night a complete success. He was like, yay! I gained 2 subscribers from it. People like me.
Yeah, that's good. They really like me. All you have to do is stay around long enough for them to watch your channel. Who knew? Oh, this is infuriating. This is like, ugh.
It's like, guys, if you want to watch my live stream, just go to my YouTube channel, Childhood Gamer. It's perfectly fine. Watch all my stuff.
You get that self-promoting garbage out of here. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. Promote yourself.
That's what the Discord chat's for. Promoting my stuff shamelessly. Right, Alex? Putting everything there. Just putting all of your drawings there every time somebody posts anything.
They're pretty good.
Like, oh, I'm just gonna post like a drawing here, completely like making it so that every single time anyone posts anything in the promotion channel, you're just gonna get overshadowed. Nobody wants to scroll up slightly. You're just stealing the spotlight, Alex. It's all your fault.
Yeah, well, this seems to be a lot deeper than just a little bit of peek. Duty text your eyes in Unity.
Rest in peace, promotions.
Interesting.
I use it a lot more than everybody else. I'm sorry about that.
It's fine. I mean, I don't mind it. Other people may, but I don't. You just know that I'm not looking at any of it. Oops, I didn't mean to say that. What is this? What are you even doing? Oh, that's different. Oh, it's everything's so different. 2D eyes on the 3D characters. Texture problem. Blender to Unity. Oh boy. This may need for me to go and look at it at some other point. I have a couple of issues. Yeah. A few problems.
Okay, so I have XSplit downloaded on my phone, and I'm going to transfer it to my PC. So I'm going to actually open the installer on there, and I'll be good.
Hey there. Today we're going to be going over using a sprite sheet to create a blinking effect on a 3D model.
So I've just been playing Spider-Man PS4 throughout this whole stream, and I encountered a fun little thing where it's similar to what happened on your live stream. Like, I webbed a guy to the side of a car, through the car door with him on it while webbed. But once I go to check on the guy to see his body, he disappeared completely. I threw him, and he just vanished from existence.
It happens sometimes. No need to get hung up on it. It happens. Dads leave.
I'm currently experiencing now as a man floating, like, just
wait.
A random NPC just floating in the air.
Did Uncle Ben die in Spider-Man PS4? Because I hear that they skipped that part.
Oh no, yeah, you can see his grave. Plus, they make multiple references to his death.
It's just we don't need to watch him die in the thing. Everyone knows he died. It's like, come on. We don't need forced tension in our Spider-Man game.
Oh, so they... Okay.
I don't understand what happened, man. This is so weird. It's so weird. So I can get the animation to work here. Everything's all great. She smiles and opens her mouth and just like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter what she's doing. I can't get her eyes to move. Boy. Is there a way to manipulate textures so they just sort of follow a thing? Maybe.
You are manipulating.
That's the
I'm a
plan.
texture. I'm a texture. You shouldn't be doing this to me. How disrespectful. You are dishonorable. Blah. How dare you alter me?
Yeah, it's terrible. Textures. Who knew making games and stuff? Yeah, we'll figure out. Maybe I will. Thank you for the
model
confidence, though, Pilgrim Journey.
The model just walks in. It's like, how dare you disrespect my textures?
I'll disrespect them all day long. Don't even trip. Don't even trip.
Dare manipulate textures. Don't touch them. Don't.
I don't even understand why
He's like, whoa, back off. Back off. I'm sort of like the creator of you guys.
I recognize no master. Okay, let's see here. So we got Blaze body. We got Blaze eyes, right? Eye left. Is there any way to control it? We've got...
The stream just randomly jumped online again, but then it died. I got like 2 notifications. I'm confused. Oh man, 74 seconds ago? God dang it.
Standard.
Not yet. Please tell me. Please. Seriously, please tell me. This isn't going to happen every
Parallax,
time.
specular, transparent, decal. I don't need that.
Crap, it happened again.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff involved in this whole process. But that's the point. That's why I'm doing this. I'm going to learn. Blaze eye left, root bone, mesh. Root bone. What is this, I wonder? Update went off screen. Quality. I don't know what any of this stuff does. Perhaps I shouldn't touch it without knowing what I'm doing. So like tag, untagged, what does that mean? Text, See, the thing was that I did in Blender was unconventional, and it was just sort of like taking a bunch of different rules that Blender allowed, and then just sort of applying it to the way I wanted to make a model. So, the fact that it doesn't work very well in Unity makes sense, because it's not something that I think even really gets a lot of play. Honestly, though, if I figure out how to do it, I will definitely... Animate Sonic.
Notification got still not working. Okay. Time to wait for another one. Alright. Yay.
It's kind of like a lot of it is just trying to figure out which question I'm supposed to ask that will get me what I need.
I'm so confused right now. Like, please tell me.
Alright, guys, I'm going to leave for now, but I will be back soon.
Oh boy, great.
I will be back. Yes, I'm sure you're all waiting in anticipation for me to come back. But
I will wait for Cryo.
Okay, wait for me.
That's great. No, will not do that at all.
How cool.
So I guess the question is, how in the world are Sonic's eyes animated in Unity?
Yeah, but anyway, I'm watching the stream again.
Which stream are you watching?
Yours.
Oh. Well, gee, that's great. Basic Blender to Unity meshes, not taking textures. I'd really just like to know how in the world they animate his face, his eyes, at all in Unity. I mean, or whatever they use to animate him. I think they just use whatever version of a... Because if I could figure out how they do that, then I could figure out quite a few things. Because this is what I was worried about. What's it called? It's called UV Project. UV Project. Export UV Project from Blender to Unity. You don't have to export to FBX. Unity supports .blend to import file into Unity. Right click the project's pane. Right OK for whatever. That's not what I care about. What I care about is creating an object in Blender with a UV texture and moving it. Okay, that's not the problem. UVs, Blender and UVs Unity forum. This is the most boring. Let's turn on that music again.
That's not the problem here.
Rarely is. Excuse me. No, that's not it. I should probably send a question because I don't think. Export UV project. Oh, it's saying project. No. UV project modifier.
Have you ever worked out?
I did used to.
God, dude, my arms are hurting. I need to stop using the chest press. The chest press.
Well, don't stop. You gotta keep doing it. That's the purpose of anabolic exercise, when you break down old muscle and build up new muscle. It's good. It's good for you. It hurts, but that's just the process.
I mean, the problem with that is my gym class only has that like 3 days in a row, pretty much. We only have 3 classes of it.
Uh-huh. Why is that a problem?
because muscle fatigue happens,
Well, then just...
and then we start doing more activities, which is kind of weird.
Oh.
So basically, I have to take a pacer test on Tuesday, and if my muscles are fatigued, I won't be able to run.
Well, I mean, you know, you got 3 days out of the week, and then you have, what, the rest of the week to not be working on your muscles and let them build back up. So you'll be ready for the next week. I think that's probably fine. I feel like the people who set this up knew what they were doing. Maybe they didn't. Who knows? What is happening here? Why are you like this?
What I can do now is plug this in and plug this in and install everything I need to do. All I have to do is
Unity.
oops. I can't believe that I just that. Phone. Device storage, download. First of all, I can move these two to device storage. Move to
Wait, Unity is happening here? I thought you were modeling today. No, I'm not modeling. Today it's a I'm trying to figure out some of the kinks that might come up with the project MJ Studios. I'm trying to take what is essentially my character models, right? I'm trying to take and see how they would go into Unity, what sort of issues we would face. I'm concerned when it comes to the textures on Blaze and other things like that. Trying to see how to get the models that I made in Blender to behave the way I made, the way they do in Blender in Unity as much as possible. Not everything is going to work like that. I already understand that. But I'm trying to make sure animations work smoothly so that when our animators make an animation in Blender and move it over to Unity, it works. I'm trying to make sure that certain gestures that Blaze can make works, you know, the way they do in Blender. I've hit a little bit of a snag in that I can get the animation to work with the bones and everything like that, but her face won't move, even though it's attached to all of that stuff. And also, it looks different than it used to. But anyway, there's a little animation of Blaze going on the side there. But this is what it looks like here in Blender. You see her eyes open and her mouth opens and that kind of stuff, and you know, she blinks a little bit. Her eyes are supposed to also move, so there's a couple of other differences there as well. So what I'm trying to do is mimic all of that kind of stuff. And it's not working, unfortunately, so far. I don't exactly know what's wrong with it. I know that the shape key drivers don't copy over, so I've turned those all off so that I could animate the shape keys separately, which I've done over here in this window. These are all of her shape keys where she smiles and whatnot. It shows up on the dope sheet, but nowhere else. That's slightly frightening. What is slightly frightening? Ethereal Obscenity? It's all fine. It's all good. It's all great.
Everything is gravy.
Everything is gravel. Absolutely.
Everything is gravy.
So like her textures are, but I can't do this, right? I have to turn off the node editor. I mean, not node editor, but I have to turn off the, what's it called? Using nodes, turn off nodes altogether, because for some reason, if that's on, then there's a problem. Oh, can't do that in here. Okay. You turn off use nodes here for some reason, and now her eyes are gone. Oh, when she does without the pupils.
Is the stream work? Is the stream? It's working! Yes!
That's great.
Yeah.
So I made this simple animation so that I could test out some of those things, those features, right? I can get her bones working, I can get her face moving here in Blender, but for some reason it doesn't.
I'll see you next time.
Get out of here. Nobody wants you. Alright. I'm kidding. Thank you for coming. I don't know how much longer we're going to do this stream anyway. I feel like a lot of stuff is just going to be me doing research, and that's kind of boring to watch, so I'm going to have to probably call this at some point. We did a few things. It was kind of interesting, but there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of things that need to be looked into, like textures and UV projection and that sort of thing. No problem with the bones. No problem even with the shape keys. But for some reason, the shape keys don't apply over to the they don't apply over to the, what's it called? I keep forgetting the word I'm trying to say. To Unity. I can't, for some reason, save the animations that I do. But this is how we learn, as Pilgrim Journey just said. And that's what I'm going to be doing for this upcoming week. I feel like I've got my work cut out for me. Because whatever I do with Blaze here, I'm going to apply to all of my other character models. And I would like to get this all done before it becomes a huge problem. No one has complained about this. No one has said that, oh, I can't get the textures to move and I can't get the eyes to work. I want to nip that in the bud before it becomes a problem, with solutions that I can apply to the models and then upload them, and then they're ready to go. Animators can animate and everything will just kind of like track on over to Unity. This is a multidisciplinary project. I've only ever been doing stuff in Blender this whole year, and I feel like that might be the Achilles heel for me, because I haven't really been thinking about this in terms of the engine that the game will be played in. So I'm gonna probably end the stream right now because I'm tired and I need a nap. But that's the thing. This is going to keep me up. I'm going to fall asleep on this problem, think of some new questions to put into Google, and see if I can find an answer that way. Because that's typically what I do. I sleep on a problem, and I'm told that's how human brains work. You know, you give yourself all the variables while you're awake, and when you sleep, if you will dream of a solution most of the time. So, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep looking into it. Try to figure out what in the world is going on, with why Blaze isn't working. I mean, she works, right? In Blender, she works fine. If you wanted to do an animation with Blaze, there'd be no problem with doing an animation with Blaze. Not a single problem with the Blaze model in Blender. But she was only ever made to work in Blender, so that's the problem when it comes to Unity. Some of those things don't track, and I'm repeating myself. I've come to the point where I'm repeating myself, and I think that's a good indicator that I should stop. Thanks, everybody, for coming. It's been a real blast, a real treat. But I am now, I think, officially out of steam for the day. I don't think I ate yet. I'm going to have to go and get a little something to eat. Maybe some Taco Bell. Maybe. Yes. Or Wendy's. No, I had that yesterday. Anyway, not a big deal. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot for coming out. I've been Rodalus, and you've been wonderful. Goodbye. Yeah, the stream just ended just now. I'll talk to you later, Joshua. Have a good day, evening. Ugh. See ya.